Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well organized lie. Defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woo-hoo-wee. Man, y'all already know what it is, man. It's God killing the house. And I come to do what I got to do, and I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm standing tall, standing strong. Hey, y'all know what it is, man. Bobby banging this bitch. What's good, family? Yeah, man. We're going to have to get it in. Had to get it in. Man, I find it very interesting. First of all, man, I'd like to say hi to everybody, man. Let me say big up to the community skeptics, man. All day, every day, man. You know we got to talk about it, man. A lot of things going on, man. And I know where the hell I'm at. I'm streaming from 3 channels. Black News 102. Starting at the studios. My fault. Starting at the TV. And last but not least, community skeptics, man. I know how the crowd is. Real hostile. Real hostile. It's real hostile. And if I talk about certain subjects, they have a fit and cry and be mad and be upset. But there's some stuff going on. I don't want to go into detail with that ferocity thing, right? Because it takes some comprehending to get that. And I don't suppose people, at least those who reject knowledge and science literacy, and think that they can just sit around and grab some bushes and heal themselves back, you never expect them to understand anything. They come with the Stone Age technology, and they don't even understand what a Stone Age technology is, and they wouldn't understand what hunter-gatherer methodology would be. Don't expect them to. Wouldn't expect them to. Don't care to expect them to. I'm not promoting anything. Don't care if you get medical attention or not. Don't care if you get vaccinated. I don't care. I really don't. I'll just laugh at you. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. That's what I do. I laugh at you. But it was just an interesting conversation when they had Ferrazzi. They had him in there, and everybody think it's a win. And there's some things that was brought forth, right? First of all, let me say big up the Ghost, man. That's some love right there, man. Appreciate you, man. Really. So, like for instance, let me just make this statement. We're going to do a full-blown show on it this evening. We ain't just going to talk about it, man. All right? But I would like to say this. Let me find my notes. I had to write this down, man. Shoot. This is interesting, man. Let me see. Okay. So y'all know I promote scientific literacy and understanding. I want to say this before I get into the topic. And they wondering, Rousey, he pleaded the fifth. And I'm trying to wonder if y'all understand that there's a separation. So you got to know evidence, uncertainty, and legality in the legal process, right? There's some different things going on. Politics is politics. Virology, immunology is another thing. Evidence and all that should be separated. So politicians can bring Ferrazzi to the floor and have legal implications based off what he says and don't say. So imagine a world where what you say can be held against you, whether it's true or not. So just because a person pleads the fifth doesn't mean they're guilty. I know y'all think it is until you get locked up and the situation requires you to plead the fifth. And so based off of how you believe and what you understand, you got people running around cheering. So let me say this. This is for sure. The COVID-19 origin question is a scientific investigation, y'all. And I know all of you don't necessarily like hearing that word science and investigation. That's your prerogative. You're believers. Believing doesn't require anything but a belief. So while the congressional hearing is a political and legal process, they overlap. But they are not the same thing, man. Persons pleading the Fifth Amendment is using a constitutional legal protection. It is not a scientific evidence that proves a virus was created, released, or covered up. I know y'all think that's what it means, but it's not. Let me come with clarity this morning. The origin of SARS-CoV-2 must be determined by biology, genetics, immunology, and available evidence, not by whether someone answers questions in the daggone hearing. Let me add this. Science does not require pretending we have certainty when we do not. See, that's the difference between making up stuff and lying. Science does not require that. The current evidence supports some explanations more strongly than others. A natural spillover remains the leading scientific explanation, while laboratory accident remains a hypothesis that has not been proven. Both claims require evidence. And with this, absence of proof is not proof of the opposite. We don't know the exact origin. That does not mean, therefore, it was a leak. It means the evidence is incomplete. Now, legal behavior is not scientific evidence. Pleading the Fifth about illegal exposure does not confirm or disprove a biological hypothesis. So following the evidence, not the personalities, virology politicians, or any individual should not determine the conclusion. The virus's genome, evolutionary history, animal reservoirs, endemicology, data, and laboratory records are what matters. I know it don't matter to a lot of y'all, but I'm telling you what it is. So science always updates. Early conclusions can change when new evidence appears. Changing conclusions when evidence changes is the strength of science, not a weakness. If a plane crashes, the investigation looks at the flight recorder, maintenance records, and physical evidence. The pilot refusing to answer questions may be relevant legally, but it does not tell investigators what caused the crash. The evidence does. So I know that's a big boy thing to understand, right? That's a big boy statement. Your believing mind, your believing brain that was forged in the Stone Age, gonna have you all over the place. If you understand it or you don't, I'm not here to argue with you. What I would tell you is stay safe, man. Do what you feel is best for your family. What I will tell you is viruses ain't went nowhere. COVID ain't went nowhere. The flu ain't went nowhere. The measles ain't went nowhere. Yellow fever, dengue, all that ain't went nowhere. Those viruses never left. I'm gonna say this again. Those viruses never left. Oh, you thought they went somewhere, huh? Just ask somebody to get shingles. What's shingles? Shingles is what people get when you've had chicken pox. Man, if you're in your 30s, in your 20s, you don't know what the hell chicken pox is. And you know why? You know why? because it was vaccines. People my age, over 50, right? We was not afforded the protection of vaccines. And so when you get chickenpox, later on, it hides in your body, right? And it can re-express itself in the form of shingles. Very painful, outbreaks, wild. But they have a vaccine that could deter that. So if you're running around here saying, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, fine. But just know this. If you're 50 and older, they didn't have a vaccine against chickenpox. And the potential for you to get shingles is there. So I'm not saying do nothing. I'm saying we live in America, and in America, you can come up with the hell you want to come up with. You can do what you want to do. You can grab some bushes, some berries. You can do all of that, and it's fine with me. But just know this. Those viruses, those pathogens ain't went nowhere. Let me tell you what I told my nephew. As he ignored my advice when I was telling people to get vaccinated. He ignored me. As he laid up in a hospital with myocarditis, you know, that thing that attacks your heart, that infection in your heart, I looked at him and I laughed. Ha ha! He was like, what you laughing at? I'm scared. I say, man, I told you, bro. He was more afraid of the vaccine than he was of COVID. Myocarditis is caused by COVID at much, much triple rates than the vaccine itself. So the young man made a choice. It was what it was. So let's get on with the lecture, man. I just wanted to put that out because I know it's running around. We're going to do a detail on this later on. Not on this channel, because I already know what it is. We're going to do a whole detailed breakdown on it. I think it's important. And I think the rights of the people is also important. You know, I want to make sure that we clearly understand, man, that you have a right to make a choice, man. Your damn choice just can't kill other people. But you definitely got a choice. And the choice is your choice, man. I'm only advocating what I advocate for myself and my family. Whatever y'all do, that's on y'all, man. Go grab some roots out the ground, stand over it, pray on it, call down the cosmic force. That's on you, man. I'm mad at me. I ain't tripping. I get it. I ain't hot, right? I gotta protect me and my family. You gotta protect you and your family. And if protecting your family is grabbing some roots out the ground, yo, and getting a witch or somebody to say something and get some potion and light it up. Hey, man, that's what you do, man. If listening to people with no qualifications on the subject matter it floats your boat, man, then have at it. If calling down the cosmic force and lighting up some sassafras roots, if that worked for you, bro, that worked for you. And I ain't mad at you because I don't care. I don't. I remember I told y'all early on, I said, there's going to be a particular point in America where we will accept a certain amount of deaths. What am I talking about? We accept a certain amount of deaths from flu every year. You don't even bat an eye. I mean, I hate to give you the numbers, but people die every year be from the flu. The older you get, the more your immune system weakens. It just is. Right? So we accept those numbers. Just like COVID. We accept a certain amount of deaths. People still die from COVID every year. There is protection out there for you. There is chickenberry roots and chicken pepper soup out there for you. Maybe you choose the chicken soup and the elderberries. Maybe you choose the medical, the evidence base. I support for my family the medical base. I teach the people to follow me. Go with the evidence base, right? I got a lot of flack for it. So what? I live in America. I'm not giving you flack for your choices. Don't give me flack for mine. Because I don't care. Those days are over with. I sound the alarm before the pandemic. I debated it. Man, I did all that. I did what I was supposed to do as a man. So I ain't mad at you. I ain't tripping. I ain't treating you no different. But if you fall out from something that can be prevented, I'm the guy that's going to laugh. Ha ha! Ha ha! Silliness. As the berries leak out your mouth. I'm laughing at you. I ain't a hater. I'm a participator. And let's get right into it, man. Y'all know what we talking about today, man. We trying to figure out if the resurrection can be literal. If Christians, right, can read the biblical text literal, right? If ancient people took their thing literal, then why is it there's a niche carved out on planet Earth called Egypt where they don't take nothing literal at all? How is it that people literally believe that dragons existed? Literally, are the dragons. People literally believed there's a Loch Ness monster. They literally claim they seen it. See, I grew up in the age where they was going to London and looking at the Loch Ness. I think that's a lake. And they swore people had pictures of the monster. Literally. The believing brain, bro. People believe that. I'm just trying to figure out, how is it that a piece of the world was shaved out? Just trying to figure that out. How is it that Christians literally believe that they God walked on earth, resurrected? So I want to talk about the resurrections. You don't know? There's a lot of resurrections going on, right? At least, let me see. Let me give you the number real quick about the resurrections. And then I see something that just popped up. Let me see. We got 10 to 11 individuals, right, that were resurrected. Let me give you the numbers. Old Testament, you got 3. New Testament, you got 7 events. All right. So we got about 11, 10 to 11. 10 named, right, or individually described restorations of life. That's including Jesus. 11 resurrection events, you know. So they believe that. They believe that was literal right there. What's up, son? Oh, he ain't on that one. So let's get into that. Let me do this. Is my favorite one. This is my favorite one right here. That's my favorite one. Before I give you my favorite one, let me I wanna do this a little bit. Let me ease into what I'm talking about here. Now, you know, for me, my thing is anthropology, right? And I always felt like, you know, so let me tell you what anthropology is. Anthropology is a scientific study of humanity that crosses biology, sociology, concerned with human behavior, human biology, cultures, societies, and deals with linguistics. That's the language. All right. It's in both, it presents a past, including archaic humans, social anthropology studies patterns of behavior, right? The way people think, the way they act, while cultural anthropology studies cultural meaning, right? Including norms and values. All right. So it's a scientific study, and this scientific study has been ignored by African Americans or foundational Black African Americans. Or if you think you're a cowboy and an Indian, or if you think you're a mighty Hebrew, whatever you think you is, anthropology is the best way to get the history. So y'all know whenever we talk about the Nile Valley, you say, well, how in the hell You talking about the people in the Nile Valley where the people came from? But why the hell you always bring up evolution? Because that's human biology, y'all. But then why the hell you talking about they belief system? Because that's human behavior. And we can track human behavior through anthropology. Now, the person that practices anthropology, let me give you an example. If I'm studying early Christians or I'm studying Hebrews, right? And I'm reading their texts, do textual critique, and their texts say that Moses split the Red Sea. Now, the anthropology of linguistics is important to understand the culture of that time and what they believe. Did they believe in one God? Did they believe in two gods? You can look at the text, you can look at the culture, you can look at their relics, you can look at the things they left, and you can basically get a basic understanding on if they thought it was a literal idea, right? If the common people thought it was a literal idea, if the priest, the scribe had something different and thought something different, was it metaphors? You can literally study the culture to get a basic understanding of what the hell they were saying. It's easy with the biblical text because we got it. There's no broken tradition. In the Nile Valley, it's a dead tradition. The language is dead. The religion is dead. All of it is dead. Not extinct, but dead, meaning no one actually practices. Bits and pieces of it. But the anthropologist, as he would look at Moses splitting the Red Sea, right, he could clearly see that some priests may have taken it as a type of metaphor or story, okay? All right. And some people may have taken it as literal. They can see that. That doesn't believe that the anthropologist who's involved in the scientific study of culture has to believe all that. He'll just call it mythology. Let me do this real quick. What's going on, Sarnetta?
Nothing, brother. I was getting ready to do a quick live, and I see you was on the HOK. The HOK, brother.
You told me to hit all of them, so I'm hitting them.
I didn't. No, I didn't. I said I was going to hit them when I go live. I was going to hit your joint. And you said, oh, all right, good looking. Remember?
Nope, I ain't going to argue with you about
I'm not mad at you, though. I mean, shit, I'm cool. I'm cool.
Let me know when you're ready to do that because I can knock myself off that one.
Yeah, but just do your thing. Do your thing. Right. And I'm sitting back. I didn't want to interrupt you. But I just have one question.
All right, that's the interruption, but go ahead.
You still on this, man? You still on this literal stuff, brother?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm teaching.
You milk this shit, boy. Go ahead, do your thing. I'm out.
Content. I'm teaching. See, yes, that's what we lack on here. We lack why Unc come to his conclusions, right? We need to know why. Because if you're sitting there thinking he's a wild, crazy guy,
yeah,
right? I always talk about evolution when we talk about population in Egypt. Because I'm using anthropology. I'm using the notes from anthropologists. I'm using the published papers from anthropologists.
You're interrupting now.
Who?
Nah, go ahead. It's all good. Go ahead. Tamika won, boy. She loved me, boy. She loves Sarnetta.
Why are you staying in that chat? You stay in that chat too much for me.
She loves Sarnetta, boy.
Man, the chat is cool, bro.
I love you too, Tamika. It's all good, Tamika. It's all good. Go ahead. I'm out, man. Do your thing.
All right, man. Appreciate you, bro.
All right.
I'll let you later on.
All right.
All right. So, the point I want to show you here, man, and I think, after after long drawn out conversations, man, I want to kind of give people why I seen it the way I seen it, right? I think that's important. I'm not needing you to. You're not blocked. Bobo money, you're not blocked. I'm looking at you. How is you blocked? Anyway, let me get out the chat, man. If y'all ain't got these super chats, man, I ain't trying to hit you anyway, man. Let me give a big up to Chuck. Chuck! Good day, Unc. Watch 5:30 a.m., yeah. Big up to Chuck Morgan, man. He searched this thing, man. Eco Cypher, man. What's up? 2 Jewels, man. Appreciate you, man. That's love right there, bro. Appreciate that. So let me show y'all something. Let me show you what I do. This is what I do. And I'm sharing this with you so you can get it. this approach is undefeated. See, everybody can say what they say and talk that talk, but they can't really walk the walk. So right here, it tells you anthropology is the scientific study. Y'all know I promote scientific literacy, and I promote scientific literacy as a vaccine against the charlatans that come amongst you. So when a person is flim, flam, bam, bam, booming, making up stuff, acting like they Egyptian when they not, or act like they're Hebrew when they not, we can use anthropology to tease that out and know if they capping or not. That's the tool. I'm giving you the tools. Why I always sound so different. So it's the scientific study of humanity that crosses biology and sociology, concerned with human behavior and human biology and cultures, societies, and linguistics. Okay? Biology. So if we talk in humans, humans are biology. You come down here, biological or physiology. It's an anthropology studies the biology and evolution of humans and their close primate relatives, all of that. So when I'm talking evolution and the origin of humanity, you got to be talking about evolution. That's why I always do it. Y'all think it's off key. It's not. It's right there where it's supposed to be. Archaeology, also archaeology, often referred as anthropology of the past, explores human activities by examining physical remains. See? So that's why I'm always talking about that. So if we talking about a culture, civilization, we talking about any of that is important. And the history of anthropology is very interesting. I'm not giving you a class today on that, but this is how I looked at that conversation. I'm gonna always stay on giving y'all the tools so you don't get tricked. So we can literally tell who made their case, who was more closer to the scientific study. What I will say is, in that debate, both brothers did a good job. That's just the fact. But I chose who I chose based off looking at the rounds. Y'all may have chose differently. All right? But it's important to know that I used the anthropological study to render my point. So for me, looking through the lenses of anthropology and Egyptology, because that's the study of Egypt, right? Not the Black history studies, not all that. Nah. Egyptology. We have African Americans that are Egyptologists. So as we look through those two lenses, Egyptologists use anthropology. Remember, it's interdisciplinary studies. That's where Diop's comes into play, that he was the promoter of interdisciplinary studies. That's what made him famous, was the support and introduction of interdisciplinary studies. Human biology, culture, societies, human behavior, right? They use all these tools to get their information. I think that's important for us to be able to understand that and at least use the tool. You can use the tool against the charlatans amongst you. When they start capping and making up stuff, you got them. It's not my opinion. That's how the affluent world operates. No one just howls and screams, this is this, this is that. And so in these conversations, it is clear, based off the study of anthropology and Egyptology, it is clear that human beings have metaphors, have poetry, have song, have religion, have ideas that are literal to them, right? Have ideas that are poetic, have metaphors. It is clear. No human escapes that. Right now, as you watch this broadcast, you think you know what I'm going to say, theory of the mind. You look at my mannerisms, you look at where I'm speaking, you think you know what I'm saying. You think you can know what I'm saying before I say it. We do it in general conversations, right? Of course. That's part of the deal. That's part of being human. The way we believe. Simple as that. So no one's escaping it. Not an atheist, not a Muslim, not a Christian, not a New Age, but no one's escaping belief. So to carve out one section of the world and say, these people didn't believe, or these people didn't have a religion, I debate any of y'all that Africans had religion. All right? So that's important to know that. So when I'm making my decision, I went with Reggie because he understood that those particular Africans had a belief system and at times thought things were literal. Simple as that. And understood that there were times where they had metaphors and symbols and signs and didn't think it was literal. On the other hand, Jabari said they never thought things were literal, except 3 examples. Anyway, that's what I'm on. All right. And so when I come right here, I want to talk about the biblical literature or biblical literacy before I go on to the resurrection. All right. I think that's important. Right? I think that to be very, very important. So, hold on. If I can find it real quick. The quick one. Biblical literates believe that unless the passage is clearly intended by the writer as allegory, poetry, or other genres, so you can still have poetry and allegory, right, and other genres, and still have a literal interpretation. So it says the Bible should be interpreted as literal statements by the authors. Critiques argue that allegorical intent can be ambiguous. Fundamentalists typically treat a simple history according to its plain sense. Passages such as those that recount the Genesis creation, the Genesis flood narrative, and Noah's Ark, and the unnatural long lifespans of the patriarchs given genealogies of Genesis, as well as strict historicity of the narrative accounts about the ancient Israelites, the supernatural interventions of God in history, and Jesus' miracle. Literalism does not deny that parables, metaphors, or allegories exist in the Bible, but rather relies on contextual interpretations based on apparent authors' intentions. See that? So there are Christians that take it literal. And within them taking it literal, they still have the ability to understand parables, metaphors, and allegory. That shouldn't be hard to understand. All right? If you can't understand that, then you have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and led astray. This occurs all through history. Let me bring the picture for you. Here's a picture for you. All right? There you go. There you go. Biblical literates believe that the story of Noah's Ark, depicted in the painting by Edward Hicks, is historically accurate. Y'all ain't never talked to people who really thought that's what it was, yo. The animals and all that. You go ask some of your family members and you start asking questions. If all these animals was on the boat, where did they put the poop? They'd be literally drowning in poop if they had this many animals at one time in one place. They'd be up to their neck in poop, wouldn't they? Yeah, they sure would be. That's funny. Yeah, but people actually believe this, man. They do. They really believe that. Just for the record. All right? That's what they believe. All right, so let me move forward here. And I'm going to make sure I drop the link early and often, right? All right, here we go. Let's get you my favorite resurrection story first. This is my favorite one right here. All right? I just want to let you know that the resurrection, people literally believe that. Ain't no in between that. Ain't no halfway almost. No. But my favorite one ain't Lazarus. It's actually Paul. And let me find out where this is at. The Paul, when we talk about Paul, we have to go to Acts. Let's go to Acts 20. Acts 27 through 12. Hold on, let me see. All right, let me go to the blue letter blicky real fast. All right. All right. Okay. I like to read it clear English. That's another thing. Don't let them tell you what you read, what version you need to read. I don't like the thee, thy, thither version. I like the clear version. The New International Version, the New American Standard, the New American Standard Bible. Standard. Here you go. All right, let's see what they're saying. All right, hold on. Oh, man, come on now. It says, and upon the first day of the week, when the disciples came together to break bread, Paul preached unto them, ready to depart on the morrow, and continued his speech until midnight. It says, and there were many lights in the upper chamber where they were gathered together. Hold on, let me get this name right. I'm gonna make sure I say his name right. This is a good one. Hold on, I'm gonna get that right. Hold on. Eutychus. Okay, it say, and there sat in the window a certain young man named Eutychus, being fallen into a deep sleep. So he must have fell asleep listening to Paul. You know how you fall asleep in church? It say, and as Paul was long preaching, he sunk down with sleep and fell down from the third loft and was taken up dead. So he was clearly dead. Right? Boom. It say, and Paul went down and fell on him and embracing him said, trouble not yourselves, for his life is in him. When therefore, it say, then he therefore was come up again, I mean, he came back to life, and had broken bread and eaten and taken a long while, even till the break of day. So he departed. And they brought the young man alive and were not a little comforted. All right. Paul preaching, man fall asleep. You know how you fall asleep in church? Boom. Fall from the third floor, blam. Paul go down there and bring him back to life. That is literal. Why is it that the people in the Bible can literally fall out the third floor, hit the ground? Paul now. This is Paul. Paul ain't no Paul. Paul, go down there. Because he the one to put the man to sleep. He fell out the window. Wild story. Go down 3 steps, 3 floors, and bring the man back to life again. Is this allegory? What is this? Or is this literal? Why is it that the Christians can have literal interpretations like all humans, but when it comes to the Nile Valley, people claim, charlatans teach you this. Charlatans teach you that ain't none of that literal. It's power forces. Allegory. But the Christians can do it. The Hebrews can do it. And all other human beings on planet Earth have stories that they literally think took place. And you can dive and duck and hide and act like that ain't what it is. You can do all that. But if a person is telling you that people in Africa did not have a religion, and did not think that certain things were literal, like they gods at times, that things don't literally manifest. You know what manifesting is or exist? Do you know what existence is? They preaching you new age religion. People today, y'all got it honest. Y'all got it honest. But I'm telling you, people literally believe these things. So the capacity for humans to believe is a human thing. I just want to know, why is it that the Muslims, that the Christians, that the Persians, that the Greeks, that the Nubians, but everybody else in Africa don't believe? It's crazy. Let me say this again. Why is it that other cultures outside of Africa can have literal interpretations, but the people in Africa don't? How did they miss it? How did they miss the genes that was forged in the Stone Age 1.3 million years ago? How? They'll never be able to explain that to you. They'll never be able to explain it to you. Let's go to the next one. Let me get this one here. We all know about the Jesus thing coming back. We all know Lazarus. Did Lazarus actually come back from the dead? Yeah. Right? The widow of Nain. They believe it to be Nain's son. Let's see, Nain. I'm saying it right. Nain's son. All right. Jesus touched the buyer. The young man, I say to you, arise. So in Luke 7, 11 through 17, Jesus resurrects him. How about Elijah? 2 Kings 13, 20 through 21. And the dead man was hastily placed in Elijah's tomb. Upon touching Elijah's bones, he revived. Did that literally happen? 2 Kings. A woman's son, Elijah prayed, and stretched himself over the child. The boy sneezed 7 times and opened his eyes. Boy, I tell you, a widow, Zapathus. Am I saying it right? Zarephathus. Hold on, let me get this right. I want to get this one right here. Zarephath's son. 1 Kings 17 through 24. Elijah prayed, the child came back to life. That's the Old Testament. I gave you some Old Testament things. I gave some New Testament things. Are these things literal? An anthropologist would simply call it mythology. Do y'all get that?
Gyrus.
But the people of that time would have taken it literal. Zyrus' daughter, Matthews 9, 18, verse 18 through 26. Mark, chapter 5, verse 21 through 43. Luke, chapter 8, verses 40 to 56. Jesus said, little girl, I say to you, arise. Is it literal? It wouldn't be literal to the anthropologist or the person or the scientific study of the text would deem it mythology. I say this to say, no matter what I believe or don't believe has no effect on what the ancient people thought. I don't know why that was even brought up in a conversation, but it was. So I decided to just address it to keep all things clear. All right. Now, let's just have a healthy conversation about what you think people believe and don't believe or whatever. The floor is officially open. Right? Talk about anything you want to talk about. I just wanted to address that and make something real easy and real sharp. Right? We can also get into the conversation on whether African people had religions or not. Just because the word didn't exist doesn't mean the practice wasn't there. But say it again, people try to trick you with charlatanisms and say, well, they didn't have a word for God. They didn't have a word for religion. That doesn't mean they didn't believe in something, a deity or whatever. That paved the way for them. That does not believe they didn't have cultural practices, song, dance, marital ceremony. Don't believe, it doesn't mean any of that. Got my first call in there. What's up, Gideon? What it do? What it do? What it do? What's good?
Shalom, what's going on, Ankh, man? We give all praises to my God, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, in the name of Yeshua. Yeah, man, I'm listening to what you were spitting, and yeah, man, that's basically true. And that what you say, it almost begs another question, whereas, Jabari, and I hate to, it seems like Jabari put himself out there, so I don't want to seem like I'm beating him up constantly, but he put himself out there like that. So that just begs the question what you were saying on how we as Bible believers look at these stories literal. So if Jabari come from the standpoint that we stole everything from Kemet, how like where does the transfer from symbolic to literal happen? And if this, as if we say, literally happened, then we could not have copied it from the Egyptian mythos, just based on the fact that it's two different genres. This is something that was, according to Jabari, I got, and I still don't know what he means by it, because he discombobulated the whole term, and he got people who want to be his, who want to take his position. They're like dumbing their self down trying to defend it. But like I say, man, it just begs the question, what do you mean then when you say we stole everything from Egypt? Like, did Jesus read the Egyptian books and say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do? And like, so it just, like, that's why they say, and I'm not saying Jabari lying, that's why they say it's not good to tell a lie, because you're going to have to keep telling that same lie, whether you know it or not, just in casual conversation and something you said 5 years ago. So, yeah, man, I like your analysis of that right there, and I'm going to end, but before I do, I'm going to say, we definitely did house all the animals on the ark. All praise.
I tried to tell you. Hey, yo, where did they put all the shit at, though, yo?
Well, you gotta understand, we wasn't on it that long, so it was easy to get rid of it. And a lot of and the animals was actually like infants.
What?
So, yeah, they were like little babies, like they wasn't like fully grown animals.
I tried to tell y'all, man, this what humans do.
Little baby elephants.
Yeah. Hey, King J, is he to believe that, or I'm believing fish doing push-ups? So which one we believing?
Hold on, man. Let that man talk. Go ahead, sir. The what? The baby elephant? Hey, yo, don't you know baby elephants need their mother for milk? You didn't know that? They're mammals. They need to suckle their mother for nourishment. Did you know that? Noah couldn't have fed the babies.
That's a good point. So they was past suckling age. It's easy. God to do it. Only do it.
Every time. God to do it every time. Well, you know what? I like the way you did that, though, bro. I ain't mad at you, yo. That's a good one, yo. Hey, you got me. You never cease to amaze me, Gideon. I just wish when you was talking, I think you was talking to the bar, you couldn't get your point on. You had a very eloquent point. You was trying to make the point on how the possibilities of things being literal and how people that study these things don't have to believe that. It's a study of it, right? And they will deem it mythology. It doesn't mean that people seeing it as mythology. Not at all. I remember you had that, and I appreciate you bringing that through. But that's funny. Let me go to King J. What's up, King J? What's up, King J? What's good?
Chilling. I'm here for it. I'm just trying to let the discussion unfold a little bit. And and see what So just come back to me maybe.
Okay. All right. We got Deshaun. What's up?
How you doing, brother?
How you
Peace
doing,
to the
man?
panel.
Black
Peace
African
to the
Power.
panel.
What it do?
Hey, so just to confirm, man. Okay,
Yeah.
because
All right.
you know how you will wrap it up. You know what I'm saying? And you know. So the ancient Egyptians knew that the Neteru were not literal. They knew it was energies, symbols, principles, stuff like that. Right? Correct?
No, I'm not saying. No, they have a very complex religious system, and in time they can be literal. Sometimes not, depending on what you're talking about, depending on the
Okay.
context. Very
Okay.
complex.
Now,
Very
hold
elaborate
on.
religious system.
Now we talk
Very
about
elaborate.
what they thought.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. They had a very elaborate religious system, high level.
But we ain't trying to put nothing but we think, right?
No, I'm telling you, dude, based off of the anthropology, based off of Egyptology, based off of people that wrote dictionaries on the subject and studied the culture, they will tell you the Egyptians had a very complex religious system. The common
Yeah,
folk,
but
they have a basic
does
understanding of
that
the common folk.
change?
Let me
I'm
finish.
sorry.
They had a
Go
basic
ahead.
understanding of what the common folk would have thought. They have a basic understanding what the scribes and the high priests would have thought. There's different levels to education, that's all.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
understanding the text. That's what make Egypt so great and renowned was their literature. But go ahead.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That the
Mhm.
higher what would you call them? Priests? These
Yeah,
Egyptians, the ones that could write or whatever, but
yeah.
they knew that things weren't. I mean, they weren't literal. They were energies.
Not
Was
all.
the
Not,
energy
not, I mean,
literal?
just
Was
because
the energy
we do
literal, my
the
brother? Can I
anthropology.
answer that before you go ahead? I'm gonna fall back. Was the energy that you talking about, was that literal?
You dove in on him. Let the man talk, yo.
Hey man,
I just
hey
want
man,
to. I just want
don't
to
do
ask. I'm
me
gonna
like
fall
that,
back.
man. Come
Ask him a
on,
question.
Marvin. Marvin, come on, man.
Let him get it out, man. Go ahead.
All right. So the ancient Egyptian, the elites, they knew that what the Nepturu were, and they believed that it was not literal. But that doesn't mean that later on we do this anthropology study and like you doing whatever the science, and that means that okay, we see that they got a very complex spiritual belief, and we see that that could be literal because this is the way y'all wrap it up, but they believe that. Now the common everyday people, that's
But,
when I feel you with that. I feel you
okay.
with that.
All right.
They believe that they were literal. The Neteru were literal because they prayed for protection. And you know what I'm saying? So, they had, just like the Christian doctrine, they ran it in just like that.
Yeah,
Can you and Brother Reggie suffer me? Can I just ask him one question
nope.
and I'm gonna fall back?
No, not jumping in like that. I'm gonna give you a shot at it, but hold on. So you got Christian preachers right now that literally say Jesus walked on earth and was born without a father's aid, literally.
Right. Right.
Well, I don't determine which priest did what. There's not enough stuff left behind to get all that. But I'm fundamentally telling you that one, the study of human behavior shows you that things can be literal, things can be metaphorical, things can be all over the daggone place. That's one. That's the checkmate piece that nobody is really paying attention to. No one escapes belief. Not nobody on this panel, not the atheists, not the stark Hebrews, the stark Christians. We all believe. Simple as that, bro. You cannot. Your brain has been forged by natural phenomenon, and genes has been passed on that card you can't get around the genes. That's the checkmate piece. That's the overall sweeping statement for all humans. We believe. You might not believe in God, but you sure as hell believe that your daughter ain't out there having unprotected sex. You can believe it, but then she come home pregnant, and do you know your belief was wrong? Boom! I had to get harsh with you with that. That's for everybody. Now, the Egyptians, based off of their hierarchy, based off of their scribal systems, based off of complexities in their literature, it was very, very intertwined. Same with the Babylonians. They had very complex systems. We don't have it. We don't take issue with that. The issue becomes is the Neo-Egyptian thought. The New Age, Madame Blavatsky, where they mix everything, Aleister Crowley crew. Them guys said they didn't have religion. They had culture. They had spiritual forces, energy. That's the white boy thing, right? That has been co-opted by the African American community. And need I say it's the elders that did it. That's why I don't deal with them. Simple as that, bro, because they know that they never really gave you traditional African. You would have to go to people like Dr. Ben, John Regard, Shigant Diop's and them, right? John Jackson. They made an attempt to give you anthropology, bro. The spiritual people felt like they was atheists, them guys, and they don't know what they talking about, so they made it their own religion, and they used Europeans. We talking about not scientific Europeans, but spiritual Europeans, right? In the age of enlightenment, not the age of enlightenment, but the 70s, the 60s, the 80s, that thing. We're gonna do a whole series on that. That's what the African community had. You see them dressed up with the cook hats, and no damn Egyptian had that. When they got the overextended unks, ain't nobody walking around in Egypt with a daggone 50-pound metal in their hand, yo, in the desert. Look at the Hebrews with the things hanging off their shirts. There's nobody doing that in ancient Israel. Okay, yes, things can change. That's dope. I just
so everybody wasn't on that.
No, nobody had a big ass metal man. Really?
Well, I'm like everybody wasn't doing what this part of Egypt was doing at that. You know what I mean? Everybody wasn't doing that. Like, okay, everybody wasn't praying to the next room.
They wore necklaces. They wore necklaces. They might have an uncle in a necklace, a charm, power to them. Right?
Yeah.
But this extra thing in the cook hat, the West African mixed Egyptian, it's not real, bro. It's not backed by any. Go ahead. Though.
Right. Let me ask you a question. Can we say the skies are the first scriptures?
No, I don't like that. The skies is the first look into the natural.
Well, let me be more specific. Let me specific.
You can say it. I wouldn't say it. I'm saying you can say it. I'm saying I wouldn't use a choice, but I'm not going to tell you what you can't say. Go ahead.
Okay, so the stars, not the skies. The stars are the first scripture.
Go ahead, explain that. I don't know.
Is that literal?
No, I don't know what that's a person thinking that you can tell history through the sky. You can tell the history of Earth through the.
But that's African though. That's African mindset.
No, African mindset is that they had proto astronomy. They was actually trying to figure out when the rain was coming back.
If that comes, okay, go ahead.
No, I'm saying they looked at the skies, like particularly 6,000 BCE, not the playa, right?
Right.
They're basically tracking the summer solstice. They figured it out. Summer and winter solstice. So they could, based off that, they could start to plant the crops. Later on, they would use it in the Nile Valley for that.
So can we say that's literal?
Yeah, damn right.
Okay. Okay. All right. You see where I'm coming from, huh? You see how we switched that up though.
I didn't switch it up.
At first you said no.
I said no what?
You said no, that wasn't literal. When I said the stars were our first scriptures.
No, you added no, I don't agree to that. The
stars, if they did the studying from the stars to put the shit in, put everything in the ground because of what the stars were saying, that became literal, correct?
I'm confused. I don't understand.
That's from the Apostle record. Can I ask him a question?
May ask him that. We're going to let Reggie go after that. Go ahead, ask him that.
Yeah, just real quick. So what's going on, my brother D? How you doing?
I'm splendid, brother. Go ahead.
Right. So real quick, man. So when you was mentioning the netters and all that, so I just want to know, when you said they are energies, I just want to know, is the energy you're describing, is that literal? That's all I want to know. And you can just go ahead.
Well, I I'm just going off of what I'm hearing and what I'm reading. You know what I'm saying? I got a bunch of books downstairs and all of this stuff that the scholars are saying. They saying that this stuff is principles, energies, and the energies that's described is nature. So I guess we can flip it to literal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
if it's energy, you know what I'm saying? But the energy, they didn't look at the you know, like the hawk or the falcon, you know, that not that they didn't, you know, put what I'm trying to say is that, you know, they looked at the energy of that falcon, the eyesight, and what it could, you know what I'm saying? And so that's energies right there.
Right.
That's principles, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
then, okay, we look at that and be like, okay, well, you know, we can transfer that to being literal because it's a hawk.
Right. And that's another reason why Brother Reggie won, because by the topic being so open-ended, he can prove many different ways how it's literal. Is it a
Yeah,
literal energy? Is it a
yeah,
literal person? Is it a
yeah,
literal concept? So,
yeah,
you know, by him trying to go to that tactic, meaning the negative, the Jabari, it just exposed it even more. And I just fall back.
Mhm. Go ahead, Virgie. And I'm saying this discussion is not about the damn debate. It's about do human beings have the ability to take things literal? And in the same community, have groups of people that don't. This is what we're really talking about and how anthropology looks at it. Anthropology never believes in the gods because it's a scientific study. Science can't confirm a god. That's not what science is made for. It's made for testing the natural world. So I don't
yeah.
it's not hard for us to, you know, even in our beliefs and even in our ignorance, because we're very ignorant, and including myself, we're ignorant of a lot of things. Trust me. You're not as smart as you think you are. Even the people that are sitting up here doing these shows, they're not as smart as they think they are. We're very vulnerable. Lord knows, don't be in an African American, foundational Black African American household raised up with Bibles. Most of us have Bibles. Most hotels got Bibles. You don't have the Journal of Nature, Journal of Science. My kid grew up with the Journal of Nature, Journal of Science and about 50 Bibles and Qurans on the bookshelf. So they had they had a myriad of things to look at. Not saying they looked at them, but it was there just they could just look. So we are marginalized. We are behind in education, the way we see things. Bad enough, human beings already believe, no matter what color you are, your belief system, your what I want to say, your biasness, right? Get in the way. That's why your five senses aren't good for science. This is what we teach. That your five senses are horrible for science. Humans did not reach science until they had the tools. A clear example is you take some raw chicken, chop it up on the counter, don't clean that counter good, come back and chop up an apple and feed it to your kids, they can get sick, get a particular pathogen, salmonella, I believe. You can't see it though. You never can see it. You can't see the pathogen in the water. You can't see it. It's there though. It's a mystery. Why did it get sick? So you develop beliefs around that. You didn't know. You thought it was the spirits. Hell, West Africa had the smallpox god. They actually worked a smallpox god. I can show you. Met Museum. So they believe these things. They literally believe that whatever it was there, and it was evil. It was an omen. All kind. They do it right now in Africa. So y'all got to miss me with making these Egyptians like the
That's more recent. That's more recent thinking.
no. That's
That's more recent thinking. Back then, we didn't have I mean, the ancients didn't have opposites. Because if you had opposites, it wouldn't make sense for you to be a giant or a god. You know, if you have if there's an opposite of,
go ahead, Reggie.
okay.
Now keep talking. Let them finish. You can address them.
Yeah, I mean, they're just like the concept of God. You know, if it's evil, it's good. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's an opposite, it doesn't make sense for it to be as mighty as they say it is. You know. Because, like, look at the word change. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, there's no opposite of change. You know what I'm saying? That change is just what it is. Do I make sense?
Okay. I would like to add to some points. What Ankh is doing is actually having a very, very high level conversation. and he is kind of reducing it so that people can try to understand what he is trying to say. The topic of this conversation is, if the things in the Bible can be literal, why can't the African natures, what using it as gods, be literal? And to kind of understand that, we sometimes we have to pull in sources, right? And we have to pull in dictionary items. I don't think a lot of people still don't know what the word literal means and how it functions in a particular domain. The Egyptian belief, or ancient Egyptian Tawi civilization, they have their own domain of culture. It's um, and that domain comes in contact in the early days with Alexandria and the Coptic tradition. In the Coptic tradition, right, they borrow heavily from uh, the so-called pagan beliefs of the African. And I can pull up text after text where you have Horus or Heru and Aset, Isis, uh, within the same domain as Jesus. So I can pull up a text where Horus, Isis, and Jesus are all there. Now, in that Coptic text, everything is very literal. It's very literal. You have meanings, you have lexicons, you have ideas. They're all in that particular space, literal. So in the Christian tradition, all of that could be literal. The problem is that my good brother, uh, you don't have to source, but when you say some things about the ancient Egyptian domain, you have to be clear in the text that you're talking about. What so you have to have some idea of what the ancient people said themselves because they wrote it. You can't listen to a New Age Kemetic priest uh, and take what he says because he put himself in a bad situation. He did debate Dr. Vince Bantu, and he did debate Dr. Richard Carrier.
Why I don't want to talk about him? I don't like talking about charlatans, bro. For what?
No, I'm making a point
All right,
of
'cause this issue is about, I'm trying to get the people to understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. And then they
but
can
I'm
decide
illustrating it.
what they
Please just
thought.
let me illustrate it.
Go ahead, but I don't, because he not that important to what I'm doing in my studies.
Oh
Now,
no,
so
okay.
he's
So
not, you get my point though, like he's not relevant to how the community of skeptics see it in the studio. He's not relevant. He's a
no,
charlatan to us. He's a person that's misinforming. He's a person that does not understand that the Egyptian religion has not been put back together again.
no, you're correct about
He,
that.
he extends the misinformation from the elders. See, I got heart, I'ma say it, and none of them can stand up and refute what I'm saying. I can show step by step that Africans have belief systems and religions. They routinely say they don't. So he's irrelevant to what I do. He
Okay,
represents
no,
that.
I understand that. I'm
And
just
champions should not talk about people they just beat up anyway. So
yeah.
please don't invoke that. You get it? Like,
Okay,
like don't make that a mantra for today's show because it's actually not.
okay. So let me go back to another. Before the ancient Egyptians had a word for neter, they had beliefs because those beliefs came from earlier Africa, right? So they had those beliefs. We can tell that they had those beliefs because when they borrowed it, they used uh, concepts that came from other places. And we know that because they said so. For example, Tanecha, which is Punt, right? We know that that was the land of the gods. We know that. So they point to another place. They go to Jebel Barkal. they tell you that Amen came from there, right? They go to the Western
Abu,
Desert,
how you
right?
spell that? Abu, hold on, let me see. Abu Bakr. God damn, I wanted to show the people that.
Double bark out, right? So we know, and they say, wow, look at the symbolism on Jebel Barkel. That's the same as Amen, and Amen must have been born there. We know that this civilization called Tawi civilization, the two lands, borrowed from earlier Africa. Canoon is in the south with the potter's wheel, but he's also a ram, right? So we know that ancient Egypt borrowed themselves from other cultures. So the problem is now,
Yeah, they ain't there.
yeah. So the problem is when you start taking out what is literal in ancient Egypt, you begin to take out the Green Sahara. We have the running horned woman, who is um uh, um I'm not going to say a deity, but depicted as someone very important, a woman with cow horns. So yes, there's figurative, but there's something behind the figurative. So I'll give it back to Ankh. I'm just trying to have a high level to say that, wait, first of all, the world doesn't start with ancient Egypt.
No. No, 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 no. No. No, 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 no. Let me get the Amun Ra.
Know that I'm wrong, or
No, I agree. I'm in agreement with
thank
you.
you. All right, great.
And I want to support you on this right here, Reggie. And then I want to get to Amun Ra, pastor, preacher, right? And it's going to be important to hear what he has to say as a believer. I like to talk to believers. I can always have great conversations with believers because they know when you flim and when you're not. They know when you messing up their religion. They know, right? But I want to show y'all this, and this is important to catch what Reggie said. Y'all can argue this down. I would have used this in a debate right here. The sanctuary of Amen. Here you go. Jebel Bakr. It's in Sudan. This mountain is sacred to the Nubians and sacred to the Egyptians. What is the temple? Hey Reggie, what is the name of the temple that actually represent this? Man, got the big pylons in Egypt. Damn, I can't believe I can't remember that. But that's not important. I'm gonna make this big.
Abu Simbel?
No. It's another one. It's a big one.
Karnak or Luxor?
Karnak.
Karnak.
Karnak actually represents this. It's like what the Roman Catholic Church do. The main church is in Rome, right? But hell, you get tired of going to Rome, right? You wouldn't want to go to Rome to go to church, right? So you make a church in Baltimore. So, but this represents the main point. They literally thought that Amen lived here, yo. Y'all act like he don't and play this game. I'm gonna make it big for y'all. Y'all gonna see something that's not even there, yo. Do y'all see that? I'm gonna bring it to your attention. It's not actually here, though. Nobody did this. I'm gonna say this again to everybody listening. Pay close attention to the words that's coming out my mouth. Do you see these people carved in this mountain right here to your upper right hand corner? You see these people carved right here? Now look to your left hand. You see the serpent? You see Amen? Guess what?
Natural formation.
It's a natural formation. Nobody put that there. Do you see at the bottom how they had these temples dedicated to that? Right here. I'll get slick with you. Here you go. See? Jabal Baka and its pentacle as seen today through the ruins. The hall. Look, Amen. Look, see? Here you go. See Amen right there, the serpent snake with the crown on? See the crown right there on the mountain? Hey, yo, I hate to tell y'all, bro, but the same thing y'all seeing, right? That look like Amen is the same thing they saw. Here you go. We doing even better. You see the temples down there built? They got Nubian ones and Egyptian ones. Hate to tell y'all, they literally, no matter what the hell you think, they literally thought that's Amen. Now, this particular road actually will take you into inner Africa. That's another reason why the Nubians were renowned with trade, because they had an inner Africa trade. So I'm just trying to show you how these people got tricked by land. Here you go. This is a reconstruction of it. Look, Jabal, the almond sanctuary. Look, see that? So we're not gonna sit here and disrespect indigenous Africans' belief system because you new agey uppy. We're not doing that. We're not reintroducing colonialism into ancient traditions. We're not doing that. And then preach out of our mouth that we care about black people, we care about their religion, but then give them white boy religion and give them this. This is what they actually giving y'all. They're giving you this. Look at this guy right here, the Golden Dawn, Aleister Crowley. This is what they giving y'all.
Oh wow.
I ain't going. I'm a non-believer, but I'm definitely not going. I'm not going. Hey, what he holding in his hand? Is that an Ankh? Is that a giant Ankh? Anyway, I'm doing this for my people. This is what I'm doing for y'all. I'm doing this for y'all. This is Harvard Faculty Arts and Science. This is my source. Okay? Here you go again. Take a good look in the upper right-hand corner. That they literally thought this particular space is sacred to the Nubians and sacred to the damn Egyptians. All right? Ain't no cap on that. This is a reconstruction of the different temples around it. All right? Here you go again. Nobody carved this mountain. It's a natural formation. I'm gonna say this again. Nobody carved this. Nobody carved this. All right? Here you go. They thought their gods came from here, and they thought he lived in there literally, yo. Remember I told you about the Hawaiians and literally thought that the volcano was the god or the god at least literally lived in there? Yeah, man. This how it goes down, bro. Look, here you go. This for y'all. This is what I'm teaching. I'm teaching this comes through archaeology and anthropology and Egyptology. It don't come from people today, African Americans trying to find their way. It don't come from them. It comes from the scientific study of this particular area in Africa. And I refuse.
Can I ask you a question?
Going. Don't cut me off because I'm not going. I don't want no questions. I'm clearly trying to make this message very, very clear. We need to stop the cap. They literally believed that this was the mountain of Amen. All the trickology, all the fakeness is bull crap. The same way you see them statues in the upper right-hand corner and the left corner, they seen them damn statues. And for the record, they're actually not statues. It's a natural rock formation. This is where I'm at. Now, y'all can even accept it. That's indigenous African system right there. That's their spirituality, that's their religion. They pray to the God daggone mountain. Literally. Anyway, what's going on, Amin Ra McCartney, my man, supporter of the show.
What's going on?
Bro.
What's up? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, man. How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Peace to the panel, brother Reggie and all the other brothers, Jay and everybody. So I was gonna say, I was cutting the grass, so excuse my appearance, but I heard two things come out you said today that were two profound things you said when you started the show. And one is astounding, and the other is asinine. Now, I usually acquiesce to everything you say, brother, but I'm let me say my two things, and I'm a rock out.
Go for it.
All right, so the first thing was you said, which I don't know if it's your original quote, but if it's not, you need to trademark it. You said the absence of proof for one thing is not proof of the opposite. And when you said that, I said that's deep, because that's the same way we feel about Christ. Because we can't prove Christ enough for you guys does not prove he does not exist.
Correct.
That's a true statement. Okay.
Correct.
So the other thing was, don't let your five senses get in the way of science. I believe, to me, that's asinine, because but when you pick up some spinach in the store, if it don't feel right, smell right, or look right, you ain't gonna put it in your mouth. You're not gonna wait on some scientific study to tell me if there is salmonella in here or is there some kind of other issue. You can feel it. You can smell it. When I in the hospital, when I go to a trach patient's room, I can smell Pseudomonas when I hit the door, and I know that their secretions are infected without a test, without laboratory, because of my five senses. The five senses are the first touch to science I think humans have.
Okay.
I would have to agree.
Hold on. Counterintuitive. Let me give you more clarity on it. Humans evolved in the atmosphere of Earth. They evolved to be able to smell things that are rotten. So you're right. Smell is your first indicator when things aren't ready, or they overripe, or they potentially poisonous to you. So you're absolutely right about that. But there are also things in nature that you can't see with your eyes because your eyes only can see but so far. There are things that exist around us. There are trillions of viruses right now that you breathe in. As you take your breath, you're breathing in trillions of viruses that you can't see. Okay? You didn't evolve to see that. You evolved to see the things that you just spoke of. Does the fruit smell right? Does the meat smell right? How far gone is it? The way you touch it. If you touch some fish and it's real, it's kind of sticky. It's going bad. It's starting to work its way toward the wrong side, right? So I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's still not good for science, though. It's good for us surviving on the open savannas, for us eating meats and foods. We can look at fruit and say, is it ripe? We can literally look at the fruit, touch it, and see with our eyes, is that watermelon sweet? We evolved to do that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things, I'm saying looking at distant star systems. I'm saying looking at the different colors within another galaxy, which would verify and prove that there are the natural elements in other star systems. In other galaxies, we have the same elements. Why? Because we understand that elements give off a certain color. You can't see that with your eyes. You need telescopes. Right? The background radiation that tells the age of the earth. We did not evolve to know the age of the earth. Matter of fact, right now, as you cut the grass, would you say the earth was moving? Nope. You would argue that the earth ain't moving, man. From your five senses, you would be right. The earth ain't moving. It's still, but it's actually moving 1,000 miles an hour through space as it goes around the sun. But when you go outside this morning, the sun seemed to rotate around the earth, doesn't it? As you look at it, start off here, it rolls up. If you up early enough, you see it midday, and then you see it disappear. It seems like it's going around the earth. Your eyes tell you that. Your five senses tell you that. Your five senses tell you the earth's not moving. You would be emphatically wrong. It's scientific measurements, which are measured by tools that would show you that one, the earth ain't flat, because they got a new picture from NASA that shows how the earth is made, and it's not round, right? We understand the heliocentric model, which clearly states, right, that the earth, right, is caught in the gravitational field of the sun. That is rotating around the sun. But your senses don't tell you that. Your senses tell you the opposite. Your senses will trick you.
I got a call, bro.
That's my point. Go
Okay,
ahead.
and I got you on that. So I think and I agree with you. I just
Yes.
think it's a better statement to say that the five senses is the absolute foundation of all science and all technology. It may not be the end all be all, but it is the absolute foundation. Because the way you said it made it seem like if your wife was cheating on you, saw her cheating, and she said, "Who you gonna believe, me or your lying eyes?" I remember
Yeah.
when Richard Pryor said that. So just make sure that people that are
I said it.
listening don't
I said it's
see it
not
the
good for
opposite way.
science. I said it's not
Yeah,
good
yeah.
for science. I said your five senses aren't good for science. I didn't
But
say
it's the
they're great
foundation. It's
for
the
survival.
foundation of science, though. It's the
Nope.
foundation of science, though, brother. That's
Nope.
what
You don't
makes
got
you want to wonder. I think
nope.
that makes you wonder. Like you see a different
I
color in the
disagree.
sky.
I disagree. Science is
Okay,
something
okay.
different. You get
All
my
right.
point. Science is different. Science is a particular way of gathering knowledge.
I
And this
got
is
you.
the
Now
hurdle we can't seem to get over.
yeah,
Right?
you had that stance for a long time, and I understand what you're saying because when people talk about African science or just science itself and things like that, I get you on that. I get you on that. I just the way you said it made me have a
Yeah, well,
something to
that's what the
say
show is
about that.
for.
And that, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I appreciate it. But that first point, I just want to make sure you make sure you feel the same way about that too, brother. That just
But
because we can't prove Christ does not mean Christ don't exist. And as we live, there's going to continue to be bones of Egyptians that we're going to find that we haven't found. Maybe somebody said this person never existed, and they find their bones thousands of years later. that you have found now that we didn't know. We heard they lived, but we didn't have no bones for thousands of years. You just uncovered. And so as we continue to keep on living, like my grandmama used to say, just keep on living. Things will unwind and show themselves either to be true or to be fallacies. And all you have is your foundation and what you believe in, because that's what starts everything. And before I go, as far as STEM is concerned, I want the people who have children a good experience. My son experiment that my son is doing. He's just 11, but he's the one that was in the science thing for you guys. Appreciate all y'all support on that for him. Tell your children, go outside at any time and find the shadow line. Get you some chalk and write the exact time and write a line on that shadow. And then in 30 minutes exactly, measure the shadow again. Put a line where that shadow is now and calculate how many inches between the first point and the second point that the sun has moved in 30 minutes. And then finally, calculate where you think the sun will be in 1 hour and put a line there, and then wait that 1 hour and see if the sun is on that line. That's what he did. It was amazing to me. I mean, simple stuff, but for him, it was amazing. And it's a good experience. It's a good experience for our kids to go outside and do something and actually see some science in action. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But I'll tell you, yo, I'm just not a believer. I never felt like one culture was better than the other. I never felt like that individual human cultures had the God. I never thought that to be true. I thought what individual cultures had to add was their experience in the ecology that they was raised up in. And they shared experiences and the group dynamics and their religion brought them together on one accord, maybe. It gave them something to believe. Belief can be healthy. It also can be taken advantage of. So I never promote, and I would never promote religion that came to us by way of colonialism. I just wouldn't do it. I feel like I do myself a grave injustice, right? And I wasn't raised in the ecology of continental Africa, right? So, I'm void of those spiritual traditions. But I study them. I study world religion. And I think human beings have a lot to say. In their beliefs, you can learn a lot from early humans, right? I think beliefs are important, right? Whether they're religious or non-religious, I think it's what makes us healthy as humans. The unhealthy part is that people can co-opt your beliefs and have you going all over the place. We've seen it do polite. We see it do the mighty Hebrew. We see all these degenerates, right? We see them. And I always call it. I never act like I don't see what's right in front of my face. Whether it's the elders teaching this new age white boy religion, whether it's people that act like they didn't do stuff for women when they actually did. I'm that guy, right? I'm that guy to step out and say, nah, bro, I seen you, bro. I see you. I'm not slandering anybody. I'm not doing it. If you teach an indigenous religion, I'm going to say that's indigenous religion. If you teach new age religion, I'm going to say it's new age religion, right? Because I remember being tricked into thinking that Black history was a certain way. I remember how it felt not to have the tools. So I just never wanted nobody to be in that situation. That those situations are potentially dangerous. We have the internet now in full blown, where people can pop out of nowhere, say anything they want, get your money, beat you, put you in a situation, have you going to places that you should not be, based off misinformation. So I decided to give the community the tools. And at times I'm loved for it, and at times I'm hated for it, and they tear me up in the chat. What they can't say is that I ever scammed anybody. That's what they can't say about me. What they can say is that I have not shown and verified what it was I was talking about in a very simplistic way. I'm never trying to be a doctor nor a scientist. I'm not that. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a lawyer, not a politician, right? I'm here to give you tools. So if you're a Christian, I say, and if you want to teach, I say there's schools for you to go to give them the right thing. If you're a preacher, read the text. Don't make it up. Just read the text and give it to them. Explain it to them. Right? So and my opponents always say, I hate this, I hate that. No, religion is actually a cultural, social system of beliefs. Some religions have God, some religions don't. Some pray to the ancestors, some pray to the river. Right? I give none of them I don't make one better than the other. It's a learning experience of human beings. I practice scientific literacy because I understand that we live in nature. We are part of nature. There is no separation between nature and the human. And
And I
so I
believe
study
that, and
that new science. So
and
that's on that way.
I appreciate for keeping that stance at all times. You always stay solid because
Somebody got to do it.
when you switch back to something else, I'm gonna say, well, now you switching, but
I
you
ain't switching.
always stay solid. I ain't never seen you flop. I'm gonna be honest. I've never seen you flip flop on the scientific literacy. I would say that in closing, that the creator is encompasses all humanality all over the world and all time spans. And I think religion is simply that group's way of explaining the supernatural. Thousands of years ago, they may explain the supernatural one way. 1,000 years from now, they may explain the supernatural a different way with a whole new religion. But it still stems from the same creator of this whole world. I don't believe that this whole world was in just here and there's no intelligent design behind it. And I don't ever would think that we are better than others. I would never say that because I'm a Christian, I'm better than a Muslim or I'm better than the African spirituality or anything like that. Because I understand we come from the same source of water. The same water you drink is the same water I must drink to live. And it comes from the same place. We just believe it in different ways because of our cultures and our areas, whether it came from this group or that group or 50,000 years from today or yesterday. It's all from the same root, but we stem off like branches. I go this way, you go that way, but we're connected at the root. And that's why I love you guys. And I love Sinetta always allows everybody to have a stance and be able to talk. And I appreciate your education and being able to talk to me in a respectable, manly way without us having our differences keep us against each other. So I appreciate, and I still say Reggie won because I believe that people think that they were literal.
Yeah.
In some points, in some instances of energies. I can understand that. I'm not stupid, but at the
Yep.
same time, I do believe that they believe some things were definitely literal.
Yeah,
And just like you said, nobody walking around with a big long Ankh, just like nobody's walking around carrying no cross on their back either. You know, it's kind of different. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was carrying a cross while Christ was alive. It's just kind of a symbol of remembrance. That's all.
Wearing a necklace.
Yeah. So I believe, and that's really and really not supposed to really do that. You know what I'm saying? Having big crosses up in your house, that's a symbol of Christ's murder. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, I believe when Jabari words the Ankh, it's simply remembrance. I don't think it's because he says that's how they did it. I think it's just a remembrance thing of a reverence.
Hey, that's
You
just
know,
float
that's
his
all.
boat. That's float his boat.
Yeah, but I appreciate it, brother. I
All
appreciate
right,
the
man.
time and the dollar. I'm gonna get back on this grass.
All right, man. Get on that grad. Hey, man, let me tell you, Fontaine, man, Fly Logic, man, big up to that victory, man. Pseudo Killers wiped out the debate league, man. I see you, champion. I'm always gonna big up the champions. Fly Logic, Fontaine, debate champion. Gotta big up to you, bro. Pseudo Killers is everywhere, man. Yeah. You want to say something, King J, man? I'm dropping the link. Y'all want to add to the conversation. We're an hour, 30 minutes in, man. Yeah, we cooking with the hot grease, man.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Hey, drop your cash out
All right.
because people have asked me about mine, but I can't do it on your show for respect because this is an important show. So drop your cash out. Buy lunch money since lunch money is a negative thing. Right. Lunch money means
Coffee.
it needs a donation, just a support donation. That's what lunch money means. It doesn't mean a person is asking for $50, $100. Though that would be great. But lunch money says that if everybody donates on their lunch hour, $5, that's great. That's lunch money. But they want you to buy their $4,500 packages to be non-literal. But I can't ask for minor donations, and y'all go for that.
I mean, I don't actually feed into that, bro. Like I'm working right now, yo. You know what I'm saying? I think I deserve. You only got one life,
right?
Yeah. So you're supposed to spend a lot of time with your family, yo. Because at the end of the day, that's all you got.
Yeah.
Is your family and friends and the memories of them. So every time you're spending away from them, you should be compensated for it, because the most important thing we have, one, is our health, and two, is our family and friends. There's nothing else. You can integrate your God into it, you can do whatever you mumble jumble, but at the end of the day, yo, being able to hug your babies, right? Being able to hug your family, being able to call your friends up. You only got one shot at that. So any time away from that should be respected and supported by the people that's sitting there and listening. I always felt that way. This shit ain't free. My time ain't free. Time is money. Time is the only thing you got, and you ain't got a lot of it.
That's correct.
You spend 10 hours sleep, how much time you got left in a day? Nah, man. So I ain't that'd have been a good joke for me to laugh at. I've been and hit him with the FU. And B, see what I'm saying? That's how you FU, and kept it pushing. That's what I do. Like, I ain't trying. How you gonna tell me? Yeah. What? Come on, man. Bagging who? Listen, man. I donate to people. People donate to me. We make sure we in a position to get money. The debates is based off of revenue. You know what I mean? You know how much time it take to prepare for a debate, Reg? You know how much time you took out your life?
Oh, yeah.
Put that together. That shit wasn't no day. Yeah, to be ready for that and ready for the antics and ready. Come on, man. I'm never doing a free debate, bro. I don't gotta do it. I can sit back and read, eat some a pretzel or something, or some salad, and read a book and never say nothing to that about that. I ain't gotta waste my time on that. It's a waste of time because it's time away from your people, man. Yep.
You're right.
It just is, bro. So I don't know what to tell people, man. And you know, I got memberships on the channel too. So I'm pushing memberships on the community Skeptics. I'm gonna start putting videos there that only you can get to do memberships, right? On Sarnetta TV, yo. We're gonna start having memberships on that channel. All right, that's what I'm doing, yo. So you can choose support and choose not to support. What I will tell you is when people critique me or disagree with me, I don't think you hating. I'm gonna say this again. When people offer up critique, whether it's fair or unfair, right? Fair or unfair, right? I don't actually think you hating. Now, when you go overboard and do too much, then I know when you hating. But just critiquing or think that being an atheist is anti-African or that's fair. That's not hating. You could say that. You live in America. Well, you ain't gonna die for that. You shouldn't anyway, right? So when you start hearing people say that people are hating because they don't agree with a person's position, my man, that's the start. That's the, you know what we call it? That's the tell.
Yep.
You know, like when you playing cards, poker, and every time a person think they got a good hand, they do this. That's a tell. So every time a person say, right, or every time a person, one of us support the idea that a person is hating because they offered up a critique or don't agree with your stance, ladies and gentlemen, that's a tell. You may be looking at a charlatan. Because I'm never thinking you hating because you don't agree with me. I know the hardest thing to get through your brain is understanding virology and immunology and evolution. I just think you're ignorant. I think you're ignorant of what I'm talking about. And I think if I do a good enough job over time and make it palatable, right, that you can get it because the rest of the world can get it. That's what I think, but I don't think you hating. And when you start putting up wild videos about me, making up stuff, that's hate. That's hate. You know, for me, though, all commercials is good commercials. Whether you disagree, I don't mind. At least you talking about me. I ain't tripping. So I'm going to tell you again. I always give you tell. One tell is the funny hat. The guy on the funny hat, that's a tell. They got giant unks looking like Alison Crowley. That's a tell. Yep. If they get upset because you critiquing them, if they never wrong, like you hear me say, oh, you might be right about that. Rogers came here. I say, yeah, I get you. You're right about the census, but let me explain it better. See, I don't want you to mishear what I'm saying. So I'm giving y'all tells. If a person say that they practicing Egyptian religion, cat, because it has not been reconstructed. Has not been fully reconstructed. Small pieces of it has been. So we never capping over here. We practice scientific literacy for a reason. So I'm gonna stand in the face of adversity. I'm gonna talk about evidence-based medicine, and y'all can talk about the herbs, and y'all can act like people didn't almost die from taking Sabi herbs. Y'all can act like that. Just play. I personally know people that died from doing it because they didn't get medical treatment. Did a whole show on it. I know for sure son that damn near died. Because I talked to him, taking Sabi herbs because it wasn't the right thing for him. Drained him, almost killed the man. So y'all can all play this game. I know the elders ain't giving y'all traditional African thing. Them elders is long dead, like John B. Clark, Dr. Ben and them, Hubert Harrison and them. They gone. Anthony Broder, he tries, right? He don't teach y'all what he do. He involved in archaeological digs. I'd rather him teach y'all that than the other stuff. It's a lot of misinformation going on here, and we got it from people older than us. So I'm just not going. I don't need them to support me at all. I'm not going. Look, I don't know. I'm here. I'm here to do what I'm doing. King Jack, where you at?
What up, though? Yeah, I'm right here. I agree with you.
I just like to always make an example when me and you have our discourse back and forth. It's times I've been wrong. It's times you've educated me. Then I always say you halfway right.
But, and I always say right now, to this day, I'm scientifically literate because of you. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that, bro.
I've added that into my arsenal, so that's made me a lot better scholar. So I don't have to agree with everything everybody say. I like to eat the meat and spit the bones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always learn from somebody.
You can, yo. You actually can, yo. And I think the discourses are important. I don't think it's fair for if we're in a good conversation, let's have a good conversation. Don't fake me out with not answering the question by giving me in the middle of us conversation lecture. What is that in the middle of us having a conversation lecture? What is that?
Yeah, I don't really know. Just say I don't know, brother. And
I ask you a question, you give me a lecture, then I forget what the idea was.
Exactly. We done moved on. Yeah, moved the goalpost.
Man, boy. So it's a lot of that going on. I try to give everybody cues on what I've experienced in this community, man. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's an opportunity. I mean, to get some stuff, some new ideas. And because a lot of the work that is out there is outdated. You know what I'm saying? So we have new archaeological finds that would change some things. So if you put together a nice little thesis or something, you might can get something in a little journal or something somewhere. So you never know. So I think it comes with being just more academically, literate.
Yeah. Somebody saying I don't like reading for the chat if they ain't paid to get it, but I'm gonna do this. Somebody say, when have you ever heard Unc say wrong? Man, come on, bro. That's crazy.
So what do you think? What do you think about peer review, Unc? Like the peer, like us and what we do. Do you think that we are peer reviewing? Putting ourselves through the scrutinies up on this platform. Amongst our
we are peers, but it's not professionally, not scientifically, but we do try to review each other work and give.
I think Cedric is in the field, so I think that so it is to a certain level of scholarly, of academic level that could compete with, the real scholars, so to speak. I think you're able to have conversations with real scientists, people in the field, and what do you think?
So no, this ain't the peer review. That's not how peer review actually go. But I'm saying we are peers of each other, and we do try to push each other. But that's not not in the professional sense. And the everyday old talking, we do other stuff. We trying to we can play. We can play the army against the foolery. We definitely review it. I pseudo kill. That's I kill the pseudoisms. And I think I'm one of the best at it because I was the top-notch pseudo. You gotta be a champion in being a pseudo, though, right?
to recognize it.
Yeah, this is how you be a great pseudo killer. This is why I personally say that I was a better pseudo than most of y'all watching me. Top notch, right? And I read books and information, right? I studied all this stuff. I digested it. I made sense out of the damn foolery. So I understand all that, man. And I have no scientific literacy. I left the schooling that I was raised up on because that's what actually is happening. We're actually moving away from
theology.
How I was raised, right? Most of us went to school. I ain't gonna say most. I don't know the number, right? But I know for me, I went to school. The focus wasn't actually on science, but science was there. So I had the general understanding. I got about 2 years of college in. And so I kind of knew, but when I got away from that and the blackology got me, right? It sounded better. It sounded like something was hiding. They hid something from me. And I went down that road, and I had no method of understanding or not understanding. I didn't have a tool. I didn't have a vaccine, right? Against the foolery. I didn't know. And I thought that stuff was right, yo. I'm telling you, I interviewed everybody. That's what people don't know about me. I interviewed everybody. Simple as that. No in between, no half-ass. That's what I did, everybody. And I fought against that. And I just learned, man. And I'm not quite sure when the switch kind of went. I think it might have went. Man.
So you were scientifically literate with the Armor Rock Squad, wasn't you?
Yeah, I was getting there. It was the young dudes, man. Like my thing always comes from the younger people, yo.
And
like
Gozy put you on.
Yeah, well, it was like a back and forth thing, kind of.
Steel sharpening steel.
When I picked the team, this was in my head, right? I started to see that there was a need for teams. I talk about this all the time. Just out there by myself, talking that talk, fighting alongside SETI, we not checking each other thing. Real law. I thought I don't know what the hell we thought. Well, I thought I was doing the damn thing. We had no checks and balances. Yo, SETI loud, great performer.
Right.
Memorize stuff real good. Right. I'm battle tested. I'm thinking I got it. I'm an atheist. I got it. Nigga.
Yeah, you and SETI a good team now.
Yeah, we were. We was definitely a good team. But when that rubber started to meet the road, when I started to hear people started to catch on to the show.
Right.
They have an Ankh show, and people was coming. And one time, so JD corrected me. I thought the word nigger was in the dictionary. Yeah, it's right there. You think it's that? I could show y'all. Correct me. I was like, oh shit. On them, they was like, nah, yo, what's other books you can read? So when I put that team together, I heard Ngozi speak about the tribes and how they the migration patterns and all that. I was like, that's right there. All right. And so we, dude 21 years old at the time. So we put together the team, right? Those first members. And these discourses, we had these fights and battles, man. And everybody had a little thing to offer, yo. And then Goldie always stayed the course on the DNA, the E1B1. Ain't nobody know what the hell a nigga was talking. I'm like, what nigga? Right. You saying it too fast, bro. What the hell you talking about?
Right, slow down.
And DNA with all the markers. And I say, check this out, yo. If you get away from the mystical shit, right? All that reading palms is a joke, but yeah, he could do that too. I was like, bro, I need you. Right? Needs you. And so, yeah, yo, and he got the younger niggas behind him. And all they wanted to talk about was science, yo. And I was like, yeah, these niggas gonna kill me one day. You know when somebody got a game that's better than yours, I was like, like a Saw. He had some good academic. I was like, yo, game a little bit better than mine. So I picked the team of people I felt was better than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what I love the challenge. I picked people who said stuff that I couldn't get off right. That's how I picked the team. I picked a team better than me. I always put everybody around me better than me. I don't know what and I'm not afraid. And I can still stand up and be the goddamn lion in the room when I need to be. I ain't mind not up, yo. I don't mind being around other lions. I don't mind around being people that's smarter than me. I never did that. So everybody, I felt like knew more than I knew on certain things. Just for that. All right. So in those discussions, hours after hour after hour, yo. And man, I just realized, yo, that I was undefeated when I stayed on a certain thing and a certain way of thinking, yo.
Yep. Stay in your lane.
It was academics from Hassan them and Sanjay and them. It was heavy on the academics and not just reading Dr. Ben's books, academics and science. And then I heard that Samada Keita piece about 19 years ago when this man said the Egyptians wasn't black. And it rocked me to the core, yo. I say, what is this old man? What is yo, I listen to that shit day and day, night.
Maybe we should read it on it. Maybe we should play it on the show one time.
Yeah, I'm play it. Yep. It got me. I couldn't understand why this man didn't think the Egyptians was black. Yo, what the hell is he talking about? And he was talking about DNA, so I had a basic understanding of it, right? And Gozi talked about that all the time. And it was certain things that certain people would say to me in that group, you know, primates. I always understood I could handle humans being primates. I got to that point where I could digest it.
Right.
And Gozi and he just, wow. He was like, well, you know, a primate ain't nothing but an ape. I was like, what, yo? And I fought him for a day.
With no tail?
Yeah, I was fighting for a day, literally a day. And then I came back and said, you got me, yo. So, but it's a mind shift, yo. So I don't expect people to understand what I'm saying.
But if you wanted to learn. So it's a difference in somebody who's actually trying to learn and somebody who, when you just tell it, they don't want to learn. They're going to keep repeating the same thing. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to learn. They want to argue.
Yeah, so, I just hate getting beat. I don't like losing.
Exactly.
I don't like not having the best team. Like, I don't never want to go into a game with a crazy team.
Nope.
If I'm on the basketball court, yo, I want to pick the best people, yo, to fit that spot.
You know what? He good for rebounding. Let me get him. He can score. Let me get him. He shoot the three. Let me get
Yeah. I know I'm not gonna mess it up. I'll never mess up the pseudo killers. Right? I never messed up the Umraw squad. Oh, yes, you did. Yeah, we fell apart when niggas got away from what made us great. And then maybe it was time for everybody to go their separate ways and do what they really love. Yo, they supported me long enough. I felt like they supported me to the point where gave me enough buffer, could fight certain battles.
You know who was your dagger, though?
Get to the pseudo killers, huh?
You know who was your dagger, low-key?
What's that?
Dr. Mayat.
Yeah, she was out. Yeah, that's the piece.
He was cold.
That's the golden child.
Yeah, she was cold. He brought her out. It was like, okay.
Yeah, that's the golden one. See the gold one. See, I knew she was the one that could take us to the next level. To be a woman. Yeah.
She's qualified.
Yeah, she's qualified. And so she's moved these ideas around STEM that I had, and she moved it to real life experience to help these babies, yo. And I don't like anybody to go against that.
So that's how you know that it's functionable. You're not just making.
Yeah, it's real and dysfunctional. So let me go to RJP. What's up? Naga, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. What's on your mind, man?
Yeah, man. Hey, come on. You know, I've been watching you for a minute, man. You know, I'm gonna give you your flowers, man.
Appreciate
what I'm saying? You stand on your own for real, right? But I'm gonna say this, man, as a youngin, right? Don't fall on your own sword, bro. You know, because all great fighters knows when to put their sword down. Right? You live by the sword, you're gonna die by the sword unless you know when to put it down. So I'm gonna tell you, brother, put the sword down.
On what?
You know what I'm saying?
On what?
When it comes to evolution, man. Right? And also, right, when it comes to first of all, even when it comes to the title, right? You said if the resurrection is literal.
I'm not saying it's nothing. I ain't not saying it's anything. I'm telling you what the believers say. But go ahead.
Right, exactly. Right. So okay, so that's exactly where I wanted to go, because I wanted to know where is the resurrection, that literal perspective coming from. So you already identified that it's coming from a belief, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So do you also understand, right? By putting, the Egyptian gods in the same, box, you automatically put in the Egyptian gods as a belief system, right?
Yep. It was.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why not? It's a natural thing to do. It's more natural than being an atheist. Having a belief system was more natural. It's more natural than being an atheist, yo. Seriously, like not to believe is a hard thing, yo. It's not. It's not what got us through the Stone Age, yo. I always give the example, yo, that if the grass moves, the high grass moves, a person like me would have said, I wonder what I think that's the wind. Everybody else then ran already, and I get away with it. I'm about 13 years old, right? 13, 14, back in the days. Then it blow again. I was like, I'm shit. It was the wind. Everybody else run. About 15. I ain't had my first woman yet. Nope. My genes stuck with me. Another time walking down, the grass move. I'm comfortable with being in the wind. Everybody move, and a damn lion jump out and eat me. I've not passed my genes on. My genes stopped right with that lion's meal. So belief served everybody else well that ran. They reach the age of reproduction, they have kids. My line stops right there. The genes that I have that cause me to question every damn thing and cause me not to be afraid and all that stuff, yo, is no longer around. But those that ran had those genes that will pass it on. We have those genes today. We don't have the genes of the non-believers like that. Very few of us exist.
That's
That's
kind of
why
like
we're low.
that's kind of like the example with the bird with the beak and the cracked nuts, and those that could crack the nuts with the longer beaks
Yeah.
would have some.
Yeah. Or Galapagos Island.
So
Galapagos Island where the flood occurred and they couldn't get to the seas because the beaks was too short.
Yeah.
And the longer beaks could get to the seas because they eat and they could reproduce. We did get food, we age of reproduction. But back to you, bro, and letting that
so
shit. Listen, so
yeah.
I'm not in a physical fight. So it's a bad example of make like a fighter. I'm in
No,
an
we're gonna get to the nitty gritty.
I'm in an intellectual contest.
Yeah, so we're gonna get to the nitty gritty.
Intellect, as long as you got your mind, you can still have intellect. And so, I ain't never an old fighter. As long as I keep upgrading the information and stay with science, I ain't gonna never get beat.
Yeah, I never say oh fighter.
I can get to
I
it. I ain't gonna get beat. I can
yeah,
get to it.
I never say oh fighter.
You said evolution. So let's
Hold
talk
on.
about that.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get to the nitty gritty. We just need,
Nitty gritty.
I'm trying to get clarification and
All right, go
context,
ahead.
before we get to the nitty
All
gritty.
right, go ahead. Because I ain't
Right.
gonna let you sit up here and talk about I'm gonna get beat on evolution and you don't explain to us how human beings.
So don't get bit on the title first, right? On what really in front of you first, so
Go ahead. Go ahead.
right. So what I'm saying again, with the Egyptian, with the resurrection, with the Christian resurrection belief, right? And
Mhm.
the Egyptian belief, right? So now I just get clarification that you put both of them in the same box, which are belief system, and you stand on that, right? So
Yeah,
now back
I
to
say that Christianity is better because they got it. It's an unbroken tradition, so you can get the whole story. You know what I'm saying? And even with getting all of that, you still people be adding stuff to it. But at least you can see them cheating. In the Egyptian thing, you can do this whole thing and act like you practice Egyptian religion, and a person can't. A person don't think it's a dead tradition, yo. The Hebrew and Christian tradition is not a dead tradition.
so
It's unbroken.
so again,
The Egyptian thing is a room for disaster and pseudoisms. It is the misinformation around Egypt is the foundation of the conscious community.
yeah, we're
That's what.
not disagreeing on that, because remember, I
Go
already
ahead.
give you your flowers. On I know where you stand with the Egyptian
All
thing.
right, but let
That's
you
why
live.
I give you your flowers,
All right, but go
right?
ahead.
So I ain't put you in the old
I think you
category. I
give me a
put you in
rose with
the
some thorns on it. I think you give me a rose with some thorns on it. But go ahead.
yeah. So I put you in the category of the great And this is why I'm telling you, don't fall on your own sword. So to elaborate on what I'm saying, right? Since you already, established, both system that you are questioning as a belief system, right? So I'm gonna need your definition of a belief, of belief, so we can move forward. What is your definition of belief?
A standard Merriam-Webster definition. No more, no less. Yeah, I don't make nothing up.
Okay, so now we can move forward, right? And I can make my claim and say that, you are totally wrong. That, the
Let me read it
resurrection.
for you. Let me read it for you. A belief in a material attitude of accepting something as true, holding a conviction, or having trust in a person's concept or thing. All right? That's what I'm saying. I mean,
So is that coming with proof? Is it coming with proof?
no, but you don't have to have no proof.
Okay, so this is
You don't
where
have no-
this is where I'm coming in to say that you are wrong. That it is not just a belief system. It is a practice that's very
Yeah, I agree.
yeah. So
I
it's
agree
not
with that
just
too. Go ahead, say it. It's a practice. Go ahead.
yeah. It's a literal practice, right? It's not just a belief. It's literal.
So let me tell you why it's a belief. It's a belief because it's subjective. It's a subjective attitude, yo. This something is true or a state of affairs. You know what I'm saying? Is the case. So it's subjective, yo. It's a subjective attitude. It's a mental state of having a stance on something. On
I
the
So
abstract, I abstract
it's
concept.
subjective to your state of mind,
yeah,
right?
it's subjective. So you
To
saying
your state of mind, not to the general sense of it,
no, it's
right? To
just
your state of mind.
it's subjective though. So you saying that Africans don't have subjective beliefs? That's crazy as hell,
No,
man.
no, no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the subjective aspect is based on your state of mind, right? It's not in the general
What?
sense of the resurrection, right?
What?
It's based the I'm saying the subjective aspect is
Okay.
based on your level, is based on your state of mind. It's not based on
Perception.
the general sense of the resurrection itself,
Perception.
It's based off how you believe.
which is your state of mind, right? Which is your consciousness, right? And this is why you stick with evolution.
No, evolution is not a belief.
It is a belief system.
No, listen to me. Evolution is objective.
No, it's subjective.
No, it's
Just like in the same sense that you explain the resurrection is in that same sense that evolution is subjective.
all
It's
right.
not objective.
Let me read the cash app.
Right.
I appreciate that, I'm Rob, man. That's love, yo. Appreciate you. You always support. Great dialogue with him, man. Nah, man, you messing it up. Evolution is objective because it's first of all, it's based off of scientific theory, which is objective. It's based off of data. So if something is objective, it's based off of data, empirical data. All right. A belief ain't based off of that. It's subjective. It's based off your opinion. It's based off a belief. That's two different things, bro. You can't mix
Okay.
them up. I refuse to allow you to mix that up. And if you keep
Okay.
making that mistake after I done told you, I gotta move on. I can't bog it down because you haven't looked up the word subjective and objective and don't know the difference. I'm not gonna bog the panel down. All
So
right.
okay. I mean, if we know we both know what's going on, and if you're
No,
trying
we
to
don't. We
fall
don't.
on your own sword, we
No,
can move forward. But
no,
I got you,
we
and
know what's
everybody
going
that's listening,
we
we
do know what's
know
going
that I got you right here, bro.
Okay, no problem.
That's why you don't wanna put it on the table and dissect it. But like I said, that's not we here intellectual. So let's move forward.
No,
We're not causing chaos.
you're actually ignorant. You
Okay.
don't know the difference between subjective and objective. You're ignorant to that. So I suggest you look it up.
But you bypassing the state that make it subjective and
I don't
objective,
know what you're talking
right?
about. I told you what makes something subjective. And I told you what makes something objective. There's no more to it. It's not even that complicated. Like
It's
my
the
man
state of
Preem
mind.
always say, man, it's the little things we misunderstand. You tripping, man. Get out of here, man. You're ignorant to it. Do you know what the word subjective mean? Do you know?
Yes.
What is it?
Yes, you
What is it?
proved that. You already proved that when we was into the realm of belief. Before you went into the evolution, you already proved how
No.
something becomes subjective by your state of consciousness, by your level of consciousness. You
You know
put that
what? You know
into
what?
the belief, and then we bring it into the
Nah,
evolution, which is scientific.
nah, you tripping. Get out of here.
All right, bro. Okay, bro.
Yeah,
Okay.
he
Yeah,
mixed that all up.
you just mumble jumble. Let us move on. You mumble rap right now. What the hell you talking about? You incoherent in your approach to try to understand subjective and objective. Subjective is based off your opinion and your beliefs. Objective is based off of data. A scientific theory is objective because it's based off of theory. Scientific theory is based off of qualifiable data. A belief is not based off of qualifiable data, because if it was, it would no longer be a belief. It is subjective. It's based off your opinion. Two different things. I refuse to say it again. At this point, you, my man, have to educate yourself on what it is. I am the dog. What's up?
Hey, Dwayne. Hey, so look, say Naga, if everybody on the panel had a divine revelation, right, and it was different, right, that would be subjective, right? Everybody's revelation wouldn't be the same, right? But yet everybody's revelation would be true, correct? To them, right?
Yeah, he tripping. No,
Bro.
I
Listen.
don't want to hear.
What you're doing? You are dealing with variation and diversity
What?
from the same very seed, from the same very truth, from the same very thing.
Got too much
You
time.
are confused in the diversity of it and the variety of it. That's it.
We don't
That's
even
all.
know. You mumble. That's mumble bumble. We don't know. I ain't listen. You lost your mind, man. All right. What's up, Cedric? What it do? What it do? Glad to have you on, man.
What it do, what it do. I'm back on the rock. And shameless plug, Pseudo Killers is gonna be going live in just a bit. Probably gonna hit the button today. And it's a good segue into the topic because again, it's a flim flam. And I keep talking about it. The moment we use the word belief, right, people seem to fall apart. What we talk about is true justified belief. What we talk about when we say true justified belief is grounded in two things. It's grounded in Hume's position of we see the sunrise every day, so it's safe to assume, knowing that there's no certainty there. We believe that our brakes is going to work because if you press it, it functioned yesterday. Our belief is called true justified belief, and that's how humans operate. You do not take a step forward without belief. Everything we do is grounded in belief. Epistemology teaches us how to ground our belief in true justified things. Now, do not compare that to the concept of faith or religious beliefs. When you do that, you're misappropriating Ank's position in terms of what belief is. Everything a human being does is predicated on belief. You will not press the brakes if you do not believe it's going to work. You will not sit on that chair if you do not believe it's going to hold you. You sit on a chair based on the previous experience. It's called true justified belief. Do not equate that, right, how we substantiate the concepts we hold, with belief in supernatural agencies, which requires faith, which means you need to lie to yourself. And every time people do this, it works on my damn nerve.
I got a question for
disingenuous. Don't ask me a question. I didn't come up here to
no,
question.
not
Don't
you.
ask me nothing. I'm talking.
Yeah, you jumping in. Let him talk.
finish my
Let him
point.
talk.
So when it comes to scientific inquiry, we're dealing with epistemology, and that is grounded. Those things are substantiated in quantitative facts put together in what we call scientific theory. At this point, if you are going to have these conversations, if you're not philosophically grounded, you're in the asylum. And I will refuse to engage. But I'm going to teach it again. We're going to get into the philosophy of mind in our next set talks. I'm going to rehash this subject because I've already taught it. And I'm going to keep shoving it down y'all throats till you get it. I'll land my plane.
Let me ask you a question.
No, you skipping a
and then
line.
I'm gonna move forward.
No. You gotta wait. You until you gotta see through your ignorance. I can't let you keep going. I gotta move on. Consul, what's up? What it do?
Man, what's up, brother? How you feel?
How you doing, man? Welcome to the program, man.
And I just happened to log on, and I'm 56 years old, man. I couldn't quite piece it together in the words you broke it down in these last 30 minutes, bro. But this is why you are, man. You've always taught us a lot of things. And I was at a lecture at the University of Chicago talking about Egypt. And you know, I still study.
Right.
I just can't deal. I can't deal with the pseudo shit. You got more patience. I had to fall back, brother.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, man. I got to talk to you off the air because you blew my mind in the last 30 minutes, bro.
About what? About what exactly?
Understanding when we started talking about the gods and being literal, and you explaining anthropology and archaeology the way that you did,
Yep.
and showing the correlation to nature and religion. And I'm summating it because that's how I'm in Roscoe did it. That's how Timo Cyrus did it. We didn't get into all the semantics. But the way that you categorized it, you can't paint a clear picture.
Appreciate that.
And you you crystallized it for me a bit.
Yeah.
The rock formations threw me. I said, wait a minute, how did
Oh
I
yeah.
miss that?
Oh yeah.
How did I
Jabal.
miss that?
Yeah, Jabal.
How I missed that?
Yeah. 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 That's a natural phenomenon right there. The way them rocks is forming. And nobody make that, but then you can see it. I forget it's a mental thing that actually occurs while you see it.
Yes, man. And
Uh,
you know when it comes to you and Ngozi and everybody,
Mm-hmm.
we read for lunch. We read for breakfast, lunch,
Mm-hmm.
dinner.
Mm-hmm.
First time we wake up, we got a book in our hands, man. And I looked at these rock formations. The way that you explained it correlates human relativity to nature and how science uses technology, engineering, and math to develop tools of relativity and understanding.
Yeah.
Just the way that you said it. And I said, man, yeah, I'm gonna have to call Art, man. You should have did. You started something. I said, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to call Big Bro, man. So I just wanted to say I appreciate that,
All
man.
right, I appreciate that, Consul. You know how it go, man. You know how we do it around here, yo.
Yeah,
Shoot.
so and shout out to brother Cedric, man. What's up, brother? Yeah,
Appreciate
I
the
just wanted to say
concept.
I
What's good? What's
appreciate you,
good?
man. I'm gonna keep listening.
All right, man. Peace, man. Appreciate you.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, so yeah, that was Consul, man. He was part of the team of Cyrus, man. That was the scientific portion or scientific group that supported and checks and balances the Amaral squad, yo. Yeah, them young brothers was fighting for scientific literacy early in the game, yo. And my whole thing is don't let the youngins get you, right? You supposed to learn from the youth, right? And you supposed to be elder enough to learn from the youth and teach the youth. If you only teaching the youth, that's a problem. That means you're not willing to learn from them. So it's important. Listen to what I'm telling you. We put too much emphasis on the elders, man. Way too much. It has to be a balance there. Elders are important so you don't redo stuff. They're a clear example on what to do and what not to do. You learn from them. Essential. But the youth represent another expression. That expression is important to human beings. There are a lot of cultures that fell and faded because they didn't listen to the younger community. So this is important. So trust me, man. Younger don't mean you better than the elders, and being an elder don't mean you better than the youngsters. It's about what you understand. It's about what you know. So an elder has more things to pull from, right? That's why he an elder. He got more events to look at. The youth, they got a lot of tunnel vision because they haven't built they think of seeing. So that helped them a lot. It helped them because they ain't stunting half of that. Right? So when I was young, when I came in, I wasn't stunting this thing they call elders. I always felt like that my parents and my aunt was my elders. And this thing right here was YouTube or Blog Talk. And I wasn't trying to hear that anyways. I had blinders with that. I didn't overemphasize the elder. So it was easy for me to say, that guy's out of his mind, no matter what age he is. See the difference? So I always kept a healthy balance of for me, you can be an elder and be wrong as hell. To this community, being an elder automatically makes you right. See, I never seen it that way. I seen that just because you young, don't mean you the young phenomenon. Just because you old, don't mean you know every damn thing. So I learned how to actually keep that. Yep. So that's my point I want to bring to y'all, and I respect the youth and I respect the elders.
Yeah, that's how you stay relevant.
Yeah. That's how you ain't relevant. You ain't got, if you look around you, your room is full of old people, you done messed up.
We're not in an arena where reverence is a thing.
Oh, you mess it up.
We're not in an environment where reverence is a thing, and not an environment where sacred or holy cows are relished. The moment you engage in this form of thinking, you become an absolutist. There's a point in which you cannot go beyond, and then you have exited the arena of science. That is simply certain prerequisites. So what we assume as arrogance in this community or disrespectful behavior, because I do not have no elders. I don't care what your name is. I don't care what your past work is, your credit. No, what does the data say, and you're right or you're wrong, and keep it moving. That reverence to elders, those rituals, they do not exist within the realm of science. We continuously breaking barriers, moving beyond frontiers. The moment you accept something as absolute, you are no longer engaging in a scientific process. So the moment elders are questioned and you become emotional, you need to check your scientific literacy.
Yeah. Yeah, and that ain't no. I'm just not an Egyptian. An Egyptian thought that older was better. Thought. Seriously, yo, they was like, "Don't change it. Don't change it, yo." So we got one from Philip. What's this? Philip Bayness. Philip Bayness.
Philip Barnes, that's our buddy.
It says, what do you think about arranging Egyptian Kemetic info into a system so that the ordinary person can get a good grasp on what it's all about? Man, I talk about it all the time, man. You pay a little, you really organize. I got it. It's called anthropology and Egyptology. Read those papers from the anthropologists and specifically the Egyptologists. That's how you arrange it. You want to know about their spiritual system? You go to Egyptologists. Don't go to your local black houses. They're going to make it up. It's going to be statements that they're not going to be able to understand. You will argue with them over the simplest of things. I could play the Karakuni thing right now, and 85% of y'all will swear that lady was saying, go ahead and call them black. Y'all
Don't do it. Please don't do it. Please don't do it.
I would do it. Y'all don't get it.
You see, that question is indicative of how this concept is framed, right? As if you can have a simplified way of understanding 4,000 years, 5,000 years of history over 42 different nodes. See why? Because you got these shrines is creating the illusion as if it's a singular, more unified concept that comes out of a specific period like Christianity. Not excluding the fact that what we are engaging with is the elitist environment, things that were in tombs and in pyramids, not the stuff that the everyday Joe had in his house who couldn't read or write. and not the diversity that existed in those 42 gnomes. And again, the diversity that developed over 5,000 years. That's why you get that type of Philip Barnes question.
Hey, Cedric, I'm
Hey,
surprised that you. Wait, real quick.
I
Hold on, real
believe I'm
quick.
not gonna be talking again, so I'll be listening
Hold
in the
on, real.
chat.
You
Hold
gonna
on, real
talk
quick.
again? Just hold on for a minute. I got you. And I'm
Said,
gonna read, and I want to read this definition right here on the difference between
okay.
subjective and objective. So the difference between subjective and objective. This comes from the master class. Costs you about $300 a year. All right. It says when comparing subjective information versus objective information, know that one deals with fact while the other is based on opinion or experience. That's what it is. Simple as that. And we can go into what subjective information is. Subjective is a term that refers to someone's personal opinion or feeling regarding a particular subject matter.
Mm-hmm.
Subjective views or opinion are not based on truth or fact. They are a person's unique interpretation of an idea and their own thoughts, feelings, and background. A subjective observation is influenced by a number of factors, including many different types of biases. In grammar, subjectives mean any quality that refer to the subject of a sentence. So that is subjective. Now watch this. What is objective information? The word objective refers to a factual database information that is not informed by bias. Okay. Although feelings and personal opinion are not objective, objective data like facts or historical information can form the basis for an opinion or feeling. When someone gives you an objective assessment of a topic, it is formulated from data, verifiable facts, or other infutable evidence with considering the speaker's personal feelings. Without considering the speaker's personal feelings. Journalists strive to objectively report facts as not to influence their readership with their subjective personal biases. Objectivity in grammar can also refer to an object or a sentence, meaning a noun, that the subject of the sentence acts on. So that is the difference. One is based in your opinion and one is based in verifiable facts. Don't get that mixed up. Don't confuse it, right? See, we teaching. All right? We teaching. What's up, Ashay? What's good? What it do? Welcome to the show.
What's going on? Peace, brother. I've been watching this show for a minute off and on. I just had to come up and agree with you on a few things, on a few points, man, and highlight some things that I don't want the family to overlook. When you dealing with issues with brothers who always have an answer, literally for everything, you can ask them, how long was Ankh not left toe? Well, brother, if you look at the other Nasuts and you measure the toe, like they always got an answer, and that's strange to me. That's strange and extremely disingenuous, and you have to know that they are not telling you the truth all the time. They can't be. That's impossible. For every single time I ask you a question or raise up something, you have your own personalized answer. That was wild. Now I'm gonna ask this. King J, who was referred to as Netra Nefer?
The good guy. All of them.
And that's usually, and that's the Nasut, right?
Yeah.
And he is a literal person.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can look at it.
But you ask these guys, they go get to talking about Huru and all of this other stuff that you don't even mention.
I say slow down. Nasut means pharaoh in colloquial terms, right?
Right.
Thank you. So yeah, that's a literal person then.
That is a literal person who was referred. This is Netra Nefer. Netra Nefer. It ain't just one guy. This is utilized over and over and over, but a specific individual.
You'll see it sometimes. You'll see it sometimes as Netra Nefer Netra.
Yep. Right. And that's literal. But my problem with these so-called scholars, if you would, professionals is that they lie to us because they know that certain people are ignorant to certain terms. That's, to me, that's scamming you. That's getting down on you. That's making you go into circles that are actually talking that professional talk and making you look stupid.
You're scamming. When you're abusing the people's ignorance and you're taking the superior role and you're doing all that fakery, right? You're speaking from a position of authority and then assuming because of certain people's ignorance, you're going to abuse concepts. That's scamming. I'm going to say it slow. That is the definition of scamming the intellectual property between your ears.
Yes.
Trick them shit.
And I had a second point, and I'm gonna land it right here.
I need you all, Shay. I can stick around. No, this is what I need you for. We're gonna be doing a series on the whole New Age thing. I kind of peeped some of your work that I felt like was good with the Alistair crowd and all that. I think you do that right there, yo. You know I don't give out compliments good. Hell no. But that right there, yo, I need you to keep working in that, right? Because we're going to expose these groups of elders that's been teaching that. They teach that very thing. So Cedric going to have his own way of doing it. Me and the pseudo killers, we're going to do something. I need everybody take the way they see it. So I need everybody to understand that they ain't never been learning Egyptian history. They've been learning New Age ideas about Egypt. Straight colonialism wildness. All the mystical, the spirits, the forces, the whole, all that, the fake ceremonies, walking around a ben. You know what a ben is? Or that's a penis, yo.
The mount.
You got men walking around a penis. All jokes aside, like if you know,
I know, yeah, the ben.
Or ben, right?
It's a mount. It's a mount.
Female, right? Men don't normally celebrate with incense burners walking around that. You might want to walk around a vagina or something. You know what I mean? Don't walk around the bed. Anyway.
Yeah, and because that's actually the second part that I want to address. You
got your man, your super pseudo. I don't like talking about the super pseudo Hebrew. What's his name? What's his name? The Hebrew.
Oh man, yeah, you know his name. You know his name,
like
man.
Life, but I thought you did a good job because that's what he's teaching. He's not teaching authentic biblical.
Yeah, that's not antiqual Hebrew.
No, I don't talk about him because he's a degenerate, right? And the crime against the babies is the crime against humanity. That's why I don't deal with him. I can't even talk to him because this will be my conversation. I don't want to talk about no information. Let's talk about that behavior.
Let's talk about the realism.
Right. But that's my thing. But I like the way you broke that nonsense down. Yeah, I appreciate that, brother. I like the way. So we on that. Y'all gonna see that all the shrines and all that, right? I'm not going to pretend to know what every shrine teaches, right? But the one shrine we do know about is the one that Jabari represents. We know that's New Age.
That's New Age,
right? We know Shema was New Age with the cosmic egg. Remember all that? That's not business African. But go ahead, Ashay. Finish your point.
Because that's my second piece I want to add on because that's the big issue as well. Because like you said, it's the elders doing it. And respect Nfudishi as a man, of course. As a man, I don't have a problem with that, brother. As a man, but when you get up here and guys is referencing you, and you the same cat talking about Akashic records.
Is this it? Is this it?
Come on, man. Come on, I can't accept that.
Listen, man. If this come out your mouth in any form of fashion, it's theocracy.
You do though.
See the symbolism right there?
Yeah, theosophy symbol, doc, and that's also the Nubian symbol.
Yeah, you see that, right? Y'all see all them symbols on there, right? Yeah. All right. Listen, man, if you talking about that, but if you doing this show, this is not for our community, bro. And you might be able to read the meta-net and all that. It's just you gotta knock that part off your thing. Like you got to, right? Like you actually have to. You see this right here? This is the similar religions, right?
Oh, yep. Here we go.
The New Age, they mix all this together.
Here we go.
You see that? All that? Yeah, y'all on this. They got y'all on mixing. This is the actual article that people need to read. It's on religion. Right, y'all need to read that. Stop saying Egyptians have. If a person sell their mouth, the Egyptians don't have religion. They practice a New Age theocracy, New Age spiritual system. Because religion is simply a range of social cultural systems, see, including designated behaviors, a certain way they acting, practices, ethics, right, morals, beliefs, and worldviews and texts. That's all it is.
I want you to look this up while you up there, huh? Look up Victorian age spiritualism, because that's going to be my next presentation. Victorian age spiritualism.
I went in on all this stuff before. The fact that they're using the word shrine, you need to go back to the history. It goes back to the 19th century spiritualism. They're looking at the Egyptian walls and making it up. This is the decipherment. It's all lookership based spookism, European spookism. Go in, Ashe.
Yeah, I just want to pull it up because the most disrespectful thing I think I've seen done in this community was in regard to the dead. And the brother asked you respectfully, he said, you say you pray to the dead ancestor, Ruabe, but you say that they're not literal. So what are you praying to? He's like, I don't pray to the ancestor, I pray to the Ka of the ancestor. The brother asked, was the Ka of the ancestor literal? Dog go answer back, his Ka is allegorical. That might have to be one of the most disrespectful things you could have done to the dead. His Ka is allegorical.
Huh?
So that's wild. So you already practicing Victorian age spiritualism with this idea that you communicating with the dead.
You can't say that. You can't say that. The Ka is what would be the most literal aspect of the human being. The Ka is the thing that continues to exist. So how can that be allegorical of what?
Allegorical of what? Thank you, said. Of what? That's what the brother should have said. Of what?
Yeah, because I did the whole breakdown, right? I went through the whole sequence of spiritualism and how, so I know what I'm talking about. Based on that context, based on that philosophy, the Ka is the one thing that is fundamental. That without Ka, there is nothing. So that is a literal aspect of a human being. So what is it symbolic or what allegorical to what? To what? That statement is incoherent. This is where my guilt starts to happen, right? And my brain starts to fry because the sentence itself is incoherent.
For what? I missed it. I was on the phone.
That brother said the Ka Baba Haru was allegory.
The who?
The one he was talking to.
No, man, it was the last time the brother was on, man. The brother was like, respectfully, I don't mean to bring up the dead, but you got the whole ceremony on YouTube, so I might as well ask about it. And he was like, what is when we see you talking to the dead, you know what I mean? Like, are you what's going on? That's literal? And he was like, nah. And he was like, first of all, I'm not talking to the dead, I'm talking to the Ka of Baba Haru. And then dude was like, well, is that literal? He said his Ka is allegory.
Yeah.
That incoherent sentence.
That's an incoherent
sentence.
No, Jabari said that to dude. I didn't even want to say his name. I thought we would know what you're talking about when I said
yeah, we ain't gotta bring that man name up. Let him rest. He got
this crazy. Yeah.
He said his Ka is allegory. I said, whoa.
So how did he hear him?
it actually got vibrated eardrums, don't it? He had to hear something literal. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he heard the voices in the head. I'd rather him say that, but he didn't say that. He said it can't. He didn't say it was a voice in his head. That's not. We as humans, we can hear voices, right? We can literally talk without talking.
Right.
Right. But when the question was asked, it was in your brain. No, it wasn't. It came from the mummy, the ancestors. I had to be there. Anyway, man, let me stop. Y'all got me right after that, man. We had
because it's the push for the soft atheism.
Hold on, look. The Neperu.
Oh man. Oh my god.
That's
Oh
crazy.
my god.
Shout out to Rob on. And that
I can't. Let me get it right.
That got guys looking bad, man. That got people looking bad.
You know what, yo? Now I'm talking from a non-believer stance. Y'all gotta knock it off, yo. How can we be the Hebrews, the Native Americans, and the damn Egyptians? Y'all gotta pick one. Well, the real African American, please stand up. Oh man.
Sad.
Oh man.
And then my problem with the guys is, why don't you just say, you know, well, I believe that he can hear me. I believe I'm communicating with him. And then, you know, was the push for the soft atheism? They want to be atheists on the down low.
They do.
That's what it is.
They did. They want to denounce all religion, but yet practice New Age religion
to make money off of it.
Kick door. Just know where you at, kick door. Know where you at.
Oh, but I thought this was a joint, man.
No string. Be respectful.
What's going on, man?
Hey, I'm going live this evening.
All right. Yeah, I hit you back when you go live on your joke, man.
You can't handle yourself. You bye. Let me get him off here before you say something.
All right.
Crazy, yo. He's crazy. Anyway, y'all gotta stop playing with me. They always judge me. He's an atheist. I'm trying to feel, is something wrong with not believing, yo?
It sounds to me like these brothers are atheists.
They're always doing it, yo. Yeah. They tripping, yo.
Because if you don't believe the Neteru are literal, that means you don't believe in Egyptian spirituality. That means you don't believe. That means that you an atheist, bro. Or in this case, he's still in his In this case, he's still in his Roman Catholic bag on the low.
Hey, you got him there too.
You know, like, what's happening?
I ain't figured it out, yo. Everybody don't none of them believe in Islam, Christianity, and Judaism, right? But they believe they mess with the New Age thing, and then they say they just ain't got no religion. It sounds like a bunch of marginalized atheists to me.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't believe stuff can be literal. I don't believe none of that. Yeah, it's playing with y'all, man. I'm gonna give a shout out to the nut right here, L Lab 500. You a nut? Yeah, you can't be straight nut. Just for the record. Yeah. Hater. See, that's a hating statement right there. It's a hating. You a hater. Just hating. But I'm gonna let you hate, man. Look, man, we had a good show today, man. When the next time you going live, all Shay?
If don't nobody do nothing today, I might do something a little bit later on. Going over this Victorian age spiritualism. I want to drill that home for the month. Like all last month was literal versus non-literal, which I think was crap. You know, couple months before that, you know, I think we had the scene on fire with the whole indigenous talk and the African science talk. So I think, this month I really want to drill home this whole new age spiritualism thing. I think that should be the whole focus of the month.
Yeah, I think you can win on this one. I think this shit. Science thing. You mean lumps?
I did a presentation over on Star a couple of months ago, diving into this from a different perspective, but it's been coming, and it's time to chop the head off the snake, because this is the ultimate scam to the community. You're teaching 19th century Madame Blavatsky nonsense, preaching back liberation off the heels of a white European fundamental nonsense. Get out of here. That's the ultimate scam. Yeah, they need to get got.
You know, and they profiting off of it. That's my issue. Like, y'all, what are you taking our money with the scam? There's one thing if you just scamming in private and you in the corner doing your little thing, everybody walking past you because we know you pseudo. But it's another thing when you getting our money off the scam. That pisses me off.
I'm a certified or priest.
All of them be wilding out. Even the people in the comments, they be banging. All right. I post all the super chats. Yeah, I already hit all the super chats. Yep. Let me see. Do I got another super chat? Yeah, I got one more. Let me get these two.
Somebody said, what money Ashe gave to Jabari? Not a damn thing.
You
won't.
Omar Reed, 30 jewels, man. Clutch. Y'all know what it is, man. Iron. Yeah, this Iron Revenge. Put them spooky Netaru texts on the screen so they can scream. It's nature. Laugh out loud. Spooky. Netaru flim flam. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yep. And just for the record, man, the Sarnetta Studio, when nobody even going live on Sarnetta Studio, we average about 2,000 views, sometimes 5,000, sometimes 1,700. So it's good. That's not the actual main channel for all the haters in the chat. You hate it because you can't come up here and do it. And what you never can do is you can never hit that link because you get bludgeoned.
Yeah.
So your propensity.
Hit the link.
Yeah, hit
the link.
Hey,
so watch this. If you think I'm turning down a channel because I give people tools to catch y'all niggas scamming, then you scamming. If you sitting up there acting like that evidence-based medicine ain't better for African American people than the person turning down a tree in their backyard and cooking it in a pot and pouring it and giving it to them, yo, you scamming. If you think science, you know what I'm saying, ain't undefeated, then you scamming. Yeah, it ain't me. I ain't turned down nothing. I'm building it up. Get that straight. I'm giving people the tools, right, so they can determine for themselves whether they want to do it or not. Y'all niggas want everybody to be stuck in belief, right, and follow subjective things. That's what y'all doing. Y'all like the elders just scamming, the Costing records, right? You don't want Africa. You hate Africa. Y'all niggas hate Africa. Y'all love the new age Africa, where ain't nobody do nothing wrong, where they traveled across the savannah with the unks in the air and never fought no wars, never lied, never did nothing human. They floated. That's what y'all want. I don't got it in me. Y'all want to disrespect Charles Darwin, and your very lives depend on evolutionary medicine. That's what y'all want to do. Y'all want a biblical origin for things that you talk about. You want humans to pop up out the air, boom. That's what y'all niggas want. You know why y'all want that? Because you're ignorant of science. Truth ain't in you. That's my real day.
I say real quick before we get off. Did you get a chance to J down on that flyer? Because I think I can take these little Google Squads pseudos out myself.
Kim Netter and them.
Yeah, the Google Squads.
By next time I go live on Rhetoric, y'all in the intro, y'all will see y'all flyer up there.
Definitely. Because look, I done did some. I'm looking at it. I'm looking like, wait a minute. What Humble said, I double checked what Humble said on it. For every ruler was pro-slavery.
Wow.
Like, come on now, bro. So I'm finna cut the head off that pseudo squad right before they start. So y'all handle the Madam Blavatsky. I'm gonna J down on these three. We finna get them up out of there.
Let me say this. For the last couple of months, we have put the old way of making stuff up to bed. And that means that we are walking around with little pins popping egos and popping y'all fantasies. The epistemic regime has changed. There is no room for y'all to be making up stuff.
Yeah,
you're going to be fact checked. Your piousness and your aura of untouchability is gone. That has long been dead. And don't jump up on panels where it's safe anymore. Don't jump up on panels where the bombs get thrown in your favor. Come into a real lion's den. If you're really that tough, step up near now. Jump up on this panel. Come raw over here, where you're going to get put fact checked and put in your place.
Yeah,
see, that's why y'all crying in the chat.
Yeah, this a little different, yo. This is a little different, yo. We practice scientific literacy on Sarnetta Studios. On my phone, on Sarnetta TV. And that just speaks to Sarnetta, yo. He not tripping. He lit, hell, somebody gotta do it. Since all y'all anti-science, since y'all think nature is friendly, nature been wiped out 99% of all living organisms. They couldn't make it through the portal. They didn't have that mutation that allowed them to go through the portal. They went extinct. So us right now, we represent the human species that made it through the portal. When I talk about portal, I'm talking about the natural phenomenon, right? I'm talking about the nature itself, like conditions a different natural phenomenon occur that would cause certain mutations. And if a particular organism don't have these mutations, then they go extinct. Like say for instance, the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs, every day they needed to be in the sun to heat up, right? That's what reptiles are cold-blooded, right? And so these dinosaurs need to heat up, right? And if you can't heat up, eventually you're gonna die, right? If you have a specialized diet, dinosaurs had specialized diets, right? But you had certain dinosaurs that became the birds, right? First of all, they were small enough, right? They could fly, they could get around, they could deal with different food sources. So they could make it through the portal of that climatic event. They can make it through. They can eat seeds. They can eat seeds that were burnt, seeds that were not. Smaller mammals, right? That was underground, that could live in the ground. They didn't need the sun to heat up. They all made it through the portal. But those large dinosaurs that needed large food sources, when the vegetation died, they died. They didn't have mutations to eat other things, so they left. That's it. Bye-bye. Can't make it through. This is what we're talking about. If you don't understand that conversation, the level of it, man, then, let's just talk about it, man. Man, NWO, we 3 hours in. Did you want to say something real quick, Cedric? Before I get about it.
That was a beautiful summary. Feel inspired. I've been off the air for a bit. Y'all gonna see me back either today or tomorrow. Jump up on our Shay show, maybe go later on tonight. But yeah, we in this. Appreciate the show. Thank you.
Yeah, but Lab 500, you're a clown. You chatting to Patty. Once you've made like 5 comments chatting to Patty, I gotta say you're a clown and you got no heart. You don't deserve to be amongst those who fight for intellectual stability and scientific literacy. A clown. You talk that talk, but you can't walk that walk. Better make you famous. Man, I appreciate everybody coming through and supporting the channel. Even the haters, I appreciate you. Those that get fair critique, I have no issue with you. It's called fair critique. But those that just talk crazy and ignorant and wild, yeah, we're going to talk on the community of skeptics, man, because we're going to talk about fallacy. That's a hard one for y'all. Y'all not going to be able to get past that. Y'all not going to understand that. Trust me, I wouldn't even do that over here. Yeah, I don't feel like I don't feel like beating y'all, bludgeoning y'all half to death on it. Yeah, y'all sitting there thinking that the coronavirus went somewhere. It ain't went nowhere, y'all. Right there for y'all to get. It's an equal opportunist. Man, hit that. Yeah, hit that. You go. Yeah, I read the super chats. Didn't I read all of them? Thought I did. I got another one. Why everybody got a squad? Y'all copy but hate them. Laugh out loud. The Netheroo. Iron Revenge. Better known as Rob Bourne. Big up to that, man. Appreciate that super chat, man. That's love right there, man. Appreciate that, bro. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Miss Tiff, for letting me know to read them super chats, man. The super chats is how we get, man, and build the channel, man. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to Sarnetta TV. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Community of Skeptics. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Pseudo Killers, man. Show some love, man. Make sure y'all support the next debates. That was a good one, right? And we can talk about what the hell we want to talk about. It's all fair. It's in the game. Man, how we want to get up out of here today, man? Big up to all the Pseudo Killers, man. Big up to the Community of Skeptics, man, because we are skeptical to our approach and listening to people make up literally any damn thing. We definitely skeptical. Man. So let me see here. Let me see. I can't even get this. Hold on, man. How did I get this? What is wrong with this thing, man? How do I get this thing straight right here, man? Man. I can't even. I hate when the thing do this, man. Let's see if I can do this. Let me see. It's going to mess it up. I bet you. Nope. I don't know how to. Maybe I'm going to do this. Let me see. Okay. Hold on. Trying to figure out why I can't even get the thing on there. I'm trying to get up out of here. Let me see. How can I get out of here? I ain't gonna be able to get out of here. I guess I gotta do another hour, huh? Another 2 hours, right? No, it's a joke. Let me see. This ain't it. I don't even see where's my thing at. Yeah, this switchboard be messing up, yo. Like, where the hell is my thing at, man? This ain't it. This ain't it. I think they just be messing it up, yo. This is crazy, yo. Stream y'all gotta stop, yo. Stream y'all be wild. It be super wild these days. When can I do this? Let me see. Bet you it's going. Huh. You say this like yeah, I don't know what I can't even figure out why is it like this? I don't know, man, but I know we got like 7 super chats, so we try to get at least 10, and then we got some hold on. Got the cash apps. Let me read the cash apps, man. That's some love for the day, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to us, man. Needed. It's time away from the family, man. I'm Raw Squad. Let me see. I'm Raw McCartney, man. Appreciate that love, man. Always that, man. You always support that, man. Fontaine, man. Appreciate you, man. The debate champion, yo. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate your support, yo. Appreciate you still killing. Champion. Swag, man. Griffin, man. Appreciate you. Lock Swag, man. Appreciate you, man. Ghost, man. Always support, man. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I appreciate that work y'all put in today, man. Make me want to keep going and coming back. Now, I don't know why the switchboard act. Wow. What is that? No. It's just wilding out today. I don't know. Don't matter. Huh. How we getting out of here, man? What we thinking? Yeah, man. I know what it is, man. I get it. Yeah, I get it.
They knew those niggas couldn't read when they couldn't understand. Would have, as did, alongside him purely. Misreading paragraphs and sentence structures. Them niggas can't read, they bluffing. Talking super wild, ain't nothing. You playing, I'm guffing. Acting aggressive, bluffing. While you playing, I was hustling. I've been retired cattle rustler. Mills off the muscle. Them niggas can't read, they bluffing. Talking super wild, ain't nothing. You playing, I'm guffing. Acting aggressive, bluffing. While you playing, I was hustling. I've been retired cattle rustler. Mills off the muscle. Them niggas can't read, they bluffing. Reading comprehension causes tension. I'm top notch, you benching. Them niggas can't read, kill conversation.
Hey, yo, you know how you pause the music? Because something was so ridiculous. I'm going to call you out. SHADT, whatever the hell that is, yo. He said, I came here to learn. It's been 3 damn months of hate. I ain't even learned nothing. That's because you're an idiot. All you had to do is rewind the show, yo. Remember I told y'all be careful when a person say you correcting somebody's hate, then that person that they following must be a charlatan. Yeah. Yeah, I changed my course. I'm gonna hit y'all with this.
Protected by the Black Widow. Protected by the Black Widow. Good juju. Bad juju. I speak loud on the mic. Knowledge to the people. I speak loud on the mic. Knowledge to the people. I speak loud on the mic. Knowledge to the people. Where the fuck you been? Bomb little niggas again. We buck the trend. It's been a trend. Pull desert. Eagles again. Never say this line again. Never sipping Heineken. Black Panther riding again. Always on my mind to win. I'm where I'm supposed to been. Black Widow protect me. Feds lose again. Nigga, cheat to win. Dope fiend never win. I speak loud on the mic. Knowledge to the people. Protect the youngsters. We pull desert eagles. Never say this line again. Never sipping Heineken is where I win. Black Panther riding again. When nags break wild, no slack. I'm cutting like an axe. Kick dog can't cut.
Kick dog can't. Hey, Mongo, you know I'ma always stop for the money, man. Mongo Slave, man, appreciate you, man, for that Cash App love right there. You know I got it, boy. Appreciate that, man. All day, every day. Yeah, we speaking loud on the mic, man. Let's go.
Good juju.
Bad juju.
Bad juju. Never been in the game, but stay crewed up. We answer beepers, can't be tracked, computer hack. Protect the weaker, don't wear tattoos. But if I did, it be the reaper. Never say this line again. Let truth be where we begin. Christians talking reckless, claiming we born in sin. Capping, let us begin. Pseudo killers to the rescue again. Never tripping. We teaching STEM. For assists, those tripping. Choose again to the pseudos. It's always grim. We play to win. God killer again. Always time to defend. Bet the trend. King souls to the king. If I can't, chill and be Kent. Malcolm Finch, those niggas for the win. TED Talk, bitch, walk. Fans time enough for them youngins. Space age, Africans. Anthony with the space. And yeah, Joe, we smacking them.
Smacking them. Hey, man, look, I think this is an important comment to put up on the channel, yo. I really think it is, man. There's some extra credit right here for y'all. Shay say, you just said earlier, listen to the youth. Here I am, nephew, being stagnated, and you do that, shaking my head. Let me clear that up. Never listen to the damn ignorant youth. They get you in trouble. They get everybody killed on the daggone block. They get everybody misinformed, get everybody confused and combobulated, and think they doing something just because they're young. We guard against the ignorant youth. We listen to the intelligent youth, the ones just striving to put forth proper information and don't mind being wrong as a youth. Just because you young don't make you right. Just because you young don't make you know every damn thing. Don't mean that. We're never listening to the ignorant youth. We making sure they get their classes, though. We making sure they get their lessons so that they won't be ignorant and that we can sit back and listen to them. So here's the rule. Never listen to the ignorant youth because they'll have you in a cult listening to crazy things. They'll have you snatching leaves off of a bush or a tree. Even in the middle of a pandemic, they boil it in water, they spray something in the air and think they done stop the virus. That's what the ignorant youth will do. But the intelligent ones will sit down and read real literature on this said subject matter and won't call it the white man's science. The ignorant youth will say it's the white man's science. We're going against it. The intelligent youth will read it to see for themselves whether it makes sense or not. The intelligent youth will be working towards literacy, scientific literacy. The intelligent amongst us recognize that they don't know. The ignorant youth act like they do know. All over TikTok, all on Facebook, making up shit all day, every day. The ignorant youth We have far more intelligent youth. Ladies and gentlemen, pick the intelligent youth to listen to and ignore the ignorant ones. Treat them like they're supposed to be treated. Get yourself together, young lad, and then you shall be heard. And with that, man, I'm your host, Bobby Banger. And with that, man, we out.